Honey, I wanted to start this off with me sipping my tea. Shout out to Starbucks. So, ready to love people. What are y'all doing out here in the YouTube streets? It's a lot going on. Well, tonight is Tuesday, and you guys know that I have my panel review on Tuesday nights, which we will be discussing episode number 9. But before we begin, I want to talk about what's going on in these streets. So you guys know I always have my faithful with me, Tyrone. So I'm going to go ahead and bring him on the stage.
You got this. You go ahead.
So what I want to do is, I've been watching the videos and honestly, I'm surprised I even have time, because normally I don't have time. And usually my YouTube family and the people that I do watch on YouTube, because there are other YouTubers that I watch. And sometimes I slide in the comment sections, or sometimes, I'll join their live or whatever the case may be, because honestly, I really do try to support everyone. Well, we always try to support each other. Like sometimes they'll come over to my channel, sometimes I'll go over to their channel, and, we support each other. And I think that that is amazing. So I haven't really had a chance, but within the last week, I've had time. So I have been over on other YouTubers' channels and in their comment section, and just kind of showing them support and liking the video, etc. But this week, since I've been in the YouTube streets and I've been looking at the videos, a video happened to pop up where, and also to, I'm going to mention and give everybody a shout out that I'm going to discuss with the different YouTube channels. So I saw a video on Ages and Stages, and that's their YouTube channel, which is Simone and Rashid. And they were also on Ready to Love. And I saw this video with Simone kind of like going off a little bit. And she was kind of going on a response from a comment that Jeffrey had left under her video, under one of Simone's and Rashid's video. And I want to say it was a live watch party. Before I got into it, I was like, you know what, before I even talk about it, I want to actually go back to see if I can read the comment myself. I didn't see the comment. I did go back and look for the comment under the video. I found the video. I didn't see any comments from Jeffrey. So she might have deleted the comments, but Simone was able to salvage that comment, and she did put it up on the screen, and she did read us what the comment said. So I definitely want to talk about it a little bit with Jeffrey's point and also Simone's point. But a lot of people, and from what I have seen, a lot of people are confused as some of the information that Simone had said. And a lot of the stuff that was said was kind of like, wait a minute, why is Simone addressing this? Like, she didn't say that. And when did that happen? And it all boils down to, I want to personally say, from the episode number 8, the live reaction that she had with Rashid from episode number 8. So what I'm going to do is, so episode number 8 happened. Jeffrey saw episode number 8 from Ages and Stages. She commented on episode number 8 from what Simone said on episode number 8. After she commented, Simone on episode number 9 responded to the comment that she left under episode number 8, because people were like, where is all this coming from? So I'm going to play episode number 8 from Ages and Stages so you guys can know where it came from, because a lot of people seem like they don't know where, I guess, the comment that Jeffrey left. People are confused as where that came from. So I'm going to go ahead and play. I'm going to go ahead and play episode number 8 on Ages and Stages, so you guys can actually hear what Simone said and the reason why I'm assuming that Jeffrey has an attitude or had an attitude and responded the way that she did. All right, it starts for me at 3-minute mark, and here we go.
Those 2 men are the fathers to my children.
Really?
The first one, we haven't seen or heard from him. It's about 6 years.
Okay.
The last guy, he didn't have any children, and I actually gifted him his first child. He basically just told me with my career, it's too emotional for me. I can't do this.
That's why you don't have babies with boyfriends.
Really important part on the journey.
That right
It really shows a lot of true colors. It opens up a lot of layers. We have multiple connections.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, if you cannot
So
find
what
an-
she's showing is she doesn't learn from her mistakes.
Well, she said the first relationship was 12 years, but was it a marriage? I just had a
No, she's
relationship.
never been married. She just has babies with boyfriends.
So is that why? So stuff like this, for those people who don't know, is that the reason why you went viral a couple weeks ago? Because we played an old clip about you talking about you prefer dealing with men that have children with the baby mamas dead or in the ground.
Yeah, because I can't. If you are a man who picks women who don't make good choices, I can't trust your judgment. And if I want you to lead me and you don't make good choices for yourself, how can you make good choices for me?
Okay.
Absolutely. Especially because, like, in a situation like this, right? She already had one child. She gets with the other guy, and together they have another child. Well, if he didn't want a child, he should have been strapping it up, because it's obvious she keeps her babies. You know?
But she said she gifted him with a child, like it was intentional. But to me, that was kind of threw me, because typically
That's
you're going
worse.
to gift your spouse a child. When you say gift them a child, that's what she said.
Right.
So he was accepting of this gift, and then it sounds like he maybe dipped. I don't know.
Well, that's why I say she didn't learn from her lessons and she's not using good judgment, because she has 3. So I think it was 2 with the first and 1 with the third. Or yes, because she said singular child. So you got 2 with one man who you're not committed to, and it's not committed to you, and it's not committed to your kids. And you say, this is a good idea. Let's do it again. Merry Christmas. Here's your gift. Wait, I want to know with men, to like, do y'all look at that when you're deciding, like, okay.
All right. So you guys can go back and watch that full episode on Ages and Stages. That was their review for episode number 8. And I get, like Simone has been saying, someone said that Simone has been saying stuff throughout the past few weeks. Here it is right here, when in Rome. It came from Simone talking reckless for the past few weeks about Jeffrey. So you guys can go back and look at that. But I'm thinking that's kind of what put the nail in the coffin. And the comment that Jeffrey left, which led to Simone responding with the next live that they did. And here it is right here. We're going to go ahead and play this. And then I want you guys' thoughts. And the reason I wanted to, and I'm going to say this, the reason I wanted to talk about it on my channel is because I know on certain channels, especially like with the people that be in the chat, like y'all be going in sometimes. And I can honestly say that I really appreciate my chat and the people that are subscribed to my channel and the people that are here, because y'all are actually really cool. Like, y'all don't really be going in. Y'all aren't disrespectful. Like, you have your opinions. Either we agree to or agree to disagree. You know what I mean? Or we don't agree. Either way, at the end of the day, it's respectful over here. So I kind of want you guys' opinion, just so people can get a different view on how, you know, it would be if it was coming from an area or a place here where it's a little bit more not as harsh, I guess you can say. So definitely put your comments in, because I know you guys have seen the videos as well. So definitely put your comments in the comment section. So hopefully some of them, either it be Simone, either it be Jeffrey, or any of the other castmates, definitely put your views and your feelings and your opinions, put them in the comment section, and hopefully they can go back, and hopefully that they can read them and it can help them. You know what I mean? Instead of them being criticized or put down, or you know what I mean, or talked about in a negative way, or just being just straight up disrespectful, because I'm just not about that life. And I just really wish like we could all get along. And I just feel like it's just, at this point, it's just been taken to a whole nother level, which it should have never went to. So,
to share. I think it's important that you guys get to hear from their perspective too. So here we go. We're going to read it. I'm going to respond to it. And Rashid, you're going to add whatever you think, right, babe?
Yes, baby.
Okay. So, Jeffrey left the following, and I'm going to read it in Jeffrey's voice because it's funner that way. Simone, how dare you spread false information about something you know nothing about, especially when it involves children. You should know better. But then again, degrees do not give you common sense, and she would know because she has 2 of them for the University of Phoenix. Okay. A decent woman that's a part of this franchise would have at least sent me a message directly with your questions. I could care less about the fans because they are fans. I am grateful for them. But you, oh, ma'am, first, I was married to my high school sweetheart of 12 years. And even if I wasn't, what are you even trying to say? Black men, every day they walk away from their children, married or not. Black men are despicable. She didn't add that part, but I'm reading it. If you think that being married to someone will prevent you from being abused or cheated on or walked out on because they are too weak to handle their responsibilities, then you are the one that needs therapy, ma'am. My children went through so much trauma that I won't repeat it at this moment, but in due time I will. And when I do, please don't try and apologize and create a glass eye then. Why do you think the men still, with all that you claim are baggage that I have, why do they still see me as a wife? It's because I am. Your husband seems absolutely amazing because your spirit is disgusting. And it shows. You over here trying to get views off of someone's innocent children's lives as the topic. I am so glad that I didn't walk away from my children just because I didn't have the presence of the fathers. You suck. I am the sweetest thing on earth, but you ticked me off mentioning my children week after week. Let's go. End scene. All right, babe.
So, what's going on, PO? I don't know if you're there or not. I just wanted to say hello. Thank you for joining.
Yes.
ACB, thank you for joining.
What's up? What's up?
So I'm not sure if you got to watch Stacy, but I just played or if you got to see it, the Simone video where she responded to Jeffrey's comments that she had put underneath. I want to assume it was episode number 8. I'm not sure exactly where Jeffrey commented, but the reason, and I don't think you heard this, Stacy, and it's a lot of you that are now in the chat and that's watching. Shout out to you guys, 116 of you watching. I would so greatly appreciate it if you hit that thumbs up button if you have not already. The reason I wanted to discuss it over here is because I feel like with my channel, we have a lot of sensible people. We have a lot of people that give their opinions, be it if it's something we agree on or something that we disagree on. We're a little bit more, what's the word? We give a lot of grace over here, I guess I can say. And I feel like we are all kind of in this together. Like we all kind of participated together. And it just kind of saddens me that we're kind of going at each other like this. I wish we could all like come together and start something that's amazing and build up something and start a foundation or something, or Ready to Love cast member, something. I feel like we need to come together and do something great because of the platform that we were on instead of this, what I've seen. And I'm asking everyone that's watching this video that if you would like to, please, I would like for you to put your feelings and your thoughts about what's going on, just anything, just the Ready to Love community, the supporters, the super fans, or whatever they like to call them. Definitely put your comments in the comment section and let us know. And because, you know, they watch these videos. Let them know, the castmates that's on this episode now or this season now and past seasons, that and the fans and the supporters that watch our videos, like, let me know like your thoughts and how you feel like what's going on right now. I just feel like we should all be coming together at this point. And I don't know, maybe that's just the person that I am. I always try to uplift, inspire, encourage, and positive energy, but I'm just not feeling that right now. And it just really bothers me. So that was the video that Simone did. And I'm not going to play really for real this video, but I did want to let you guys know that, oh, hold on.
You're supposed to be celebrating and getting prepared for your wedding, not investing your time into someone that you don't know. So it's really unfortunate because as an attorney, she publicly did say that, you know, I was never married and all those things, and spreading those really nasty false rumors. She could be sued for that because I was married. And I feel bad because, like I said, I think she got like clicked on a website and was like, do a background check on Jeffrey. And I really don't know what the warrant was. Me commenting under her page saying, don't bring up my children, you shouldn't spread information. I mean, even if I wasn't married, which I was,
right?
I have the receipts for Reese, as you know. She made a very bad mistake by saying those things, because now you're spreading false information publicly. The video's out there. You can't take it back.
So let's pause for a second there, Jeffrey. Okay, because let me just level set. So the whole point of this conversation, as I said from the beginning, it's not about a rebuttal. It's not about the OWN network. It's not even about a TV show. Exactly. It is about a person, being you, whose life has been put out there in a way that's intrusive, invasive, and in a violation.
Yes.
Whether or not things are true, which we're going to step through, whatever it is that you want to step through. What I saw, let me just speak on that, which was the whole premise of the kind of video or retort to you when you said, leave my kid's name out of your mouth or don't speak on my kids, yada, 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 was that you were not married, that you lied about being married. And there was evidence, supposed evidence, that was put forth.
Yeah.
Huge.
Okay, you can find that full video on YouTube. Shout out to Black Women's Views Media. That actually took place, I want to say that happened today or yesterday. And you can find that rebuttal, or, well, they said it wasn't a rebuttal. So, but you can find that video on their channel with Jeffrey speaking and also them sharing their views. So like I said, I definitely wanted us to talk about it because I know my panel, like I said, y'all do give grace, and y'all are, sorry, I'm just getting everything straight over here. And y'all are cool. You know what I mean? And I love how you guys think. And sometimes we don't always agree with each other, but we can come back together at the end of the day, and we can smile and we can laugh about whatever we discuss. So how do you feel about what's going on in the YouTube streets with what's happening with Jeffrey? Anybody can go first? Pio?
Yeah, let me say this first. because I actually had a chance to meet Simone and Rashid, and they were very nice. I haven't had any issues with Simone at all, and Jeffrey, I like her. That's one of my favorites on the show. Her and Blake. So I mean, these are two beautiful women, um, educated, intelligent. Um, I can tell that, from my experience with Simone, she comes from a good place. I've never had any negative interaction with her. Um, and then Jeffrey, seems like she's, coming from a good place too. We got a lot of stuff that happens because of this show, you know, um, we really do. I hope that these ladies can, at some point, mitigate this energy, and come together and have some real positive dialogue that leads to some sort of resolution. Um, I mean, I can tell you, I myself am guilty of video shaming. Like, I had a castmate on my team or on my from my season that said some stuff to me, or made some false accusations, and I kind of snapped back a little bit. um so looking at that in retrospect, was I right about doing that? Nah, but did I have fun doing it? At the time, yeah. And even still, like, I'm out from that particular castmate, I would sit across the table from them and have any type of dialogue that would lead to some sort of closure or whatever, whatever started those feelings or whatever. So I think that, you know, I know women, they don't resolve issues like men. You know what I mean? We can be mad at each other and, cuss each other out, and pound on our chest, and then we can shake hands and drink a beer. Um, I'm hoping that these women find that energy, and that they would, just kind of get across the table. Like I said, there's enough stress that comes from this show, doing this experience, and the stuff that we get from from the cast or from the viewership. So but I will say this on a positive note. Let me end on this, and no shade, like real talk, 100%. Uh, Not to make light of the situation, but Simone has some sort of acting career cut out for her, because I was like, well, damn. But I didn't know she had that side to her. But in all seriousness, I wish these ladies the best, and I hope that they resolve their issues.
Okay. Tyrone.
You can go, Stacey, if you want.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll just start here. I'm really not all the energy Jeffrey is coming with is ridiculous. When we ain't nobody searching for you, trying to find you out, trying to drag your name. You went under something you had no business doing. It wasn't a call to action. On Ages and Stages, it is never a call to action. That's just not their vibe. We are entitled to our opinions. And if you pop your little self under here in these here comments, if you say something and challenge Sabrina and say, all right, Sabrina, let's go. You can't be mad if Sabrina goes. This is Sabrina 1.0 we talking about. And we talking about Simone 1.0 as well. 2, Simone is hilarious. She is damn near a comedian. So you gotta understand, sometimes she says things in a funny manner, right? So you can't take things so personally. When you go into this, Jeffrey is not the only person who had criticism, who's had people dogging them. I am a woman with 3 kids. Her over victimization of a single mom with 3 kids is making me sick, frankly. Simone, I know because she's a friend of mine. She has been nothing but supportive of me as a single mom. Any opportunities, any help, anything, any reaching out. She has always, since we have known each other in the short amount of time, 2-3 years that we've known each other, she has always tried to put me on and help me out. So we can end dead the stuff like, if you're a single mom, I don't like you. No, that's not it. What we don't like is to be gaslit, right? You came on here, you went on, and you said you were a little negative towards Black men. You came for Black men. You came for Black fathers. I see 2 Black fathers on this panel with us who make every effort to take care of their daughters. And these men right here have nothing but daughters. You know what I mean? These are good, upstanding men. And when you make a blanket statement about Black men, or if you shouldn't have mentioned anything about your exes. I never mentioned my ex when I went through my journey. Why? Because that's a part of my life that I don't want to have to discuss. I don't want to have to answer to anyone that may have questions about it, right? So when you open the doors, baby, the flood, when you let them floodgates, don't be mad when it starts flooding. And stop acting like this is just crazy to me, because you're acting like you are the only one on earth who's had to go through this, who's had this journey, who's had these criticisms. Baby, I took a break from social media for about 2 months after my journey, because why? I was getting dragged, some colorism stuff going on, all kind of stuff, you know, because whatever edits of something I said about my kids, they dragging shit. Girl, bye. We all go through this. And when we choose to be on a public national platform, this is the criticisms we're open to. And damn it, I have never went on any blogger sites and challenged them. Not at all. So if somebody don't send for you, baby, don't come for them. You wait till they send for you. Showing up at their mailbox. Don't be scared when they send you a letter via PO.
Tyrone.
Oh man. I have so many thoughts. The first is, like, you never wanted to get, to this point. I wish there was a way that they could have done this privately. Maybe it should have started privately. Maybe she could have found a way to reach out to Simone privately, first. And if that didn't work, then say something publicly. I know one thing you don't want to do is piss off the person with the mic, right? And I'm sure Simone has her facts. I'm sure Simone has, the backing that she needs. Doing the background checks is actually not a difficult thing. I hack into things for a living. There is things out there to find out about people. I'm sure all of us had reservations about being on the show. Having things come out is one of the things that gave me, pause about being on the show, because I don't know how it could be twisted. The fact that I do have a daughter, there are some things that, I may have said differently out of me thinking that my daughter may see this one day, right? And it's more about, how I want to portray myself, considering I'm going to be on TV, knowing that my friends, family, and my kids may watch this one day, as opposed to it being like, the 100% truth. Does that make sense? But again, like, I don't want to get into like the he said, she said. I don't want to get into like playing in on the drama. Y'all know I'm not a fan of the drama, although I will watch it from afar. The way my PTSD is set up, I just can't, I just can't get into it. I understand both sides. It gets really, really sensitive. When kids are involved, sometimes your emotions take over. You don't do everything properly, because you get into den mom mode and you think you're protecting your children, and it just comes out wrong. Not saying that she was wrong. When I first looked at it, my first thoughts was this was a bit much, honestly. I was like, man, this is a little harsh. But then, I saw the comment, and then the whole let's go thing. I try to be sensible a lot on the channel. I try to be sensible up here. I honestly don't know of how I would react if I was being challenged like that, publicly like that. Although you try to be fair, you try to be balanced. When somebody come at you, you gotta like come back at them the same way they came back at you, right? The same way that if someone airs you out at work and when they apologize, you don't want them to apologize one-on-one. You want that reply all on the apology, right? So, the same way you come, the same way it's going to be received. So I get it. Like I said, I don't really like all the drama, but it's here. If we could try to make a funny out of it, like Paul said, there was some work in that editing that was done with the sound effects and visuals and all that. In the end, it is good for Rashid and Simone. Not that they needed it. It was good for the show because we're all talking about it. And then hopefully Jeffrey can, find a way to get past this without, having it be too bad. And, and you got to feel for her and the fact that, her children are also involved. So there's going to probably be a lot of research done, on the kids. You could see, Simone kind of mouth the guy's name, where the county that she's from, so there's more than enough already to do a lot more research. So
Absolutely. I agree. Thank you guys for all that. Thank you for taking the time out to listen to us and to watch the videos that I played in the beginning about this issue with the Simone and Jeffrey situation. Like I said, for you guys, it's 201 of you in here right now. I appreciate you so much. Shout out to you guys. If you have not liked this video yet, definitely click that thumbs up. But if you missed the very beginning, I did play. Go ahead, Stacey.
Oh, no, finish your statement. And I just want to say something when you're done.
Okay. I did play the videos from which I felt led up to it. And then the last video where Jeffrey went on Black Women's Media video to discuss what Simone had said. And I just wanted my panel to discuss it because I know here we do give people grace and we do try to keep it positive over here. And we all here we know that we can agree to disagree and we keep it moving. But shout out to you guys in the chat. If you have not hit that thumbs up, definitely, yes. Thank you, SJ. Hit that thumbs up. If you have not subscribed to my channel, definitely subscribe to my channel. You can find me on all socials at @SabrinaSeoul, which is Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Yeah, pretty much everywhere. I'm going to let Stacey speak. And then after that, I want you guys to go around the room because we're back on regular schedule. We're only 33 minutes off. We're back on regular schedule. Then I want to go around the room and know where they can find you on your socials. Yes, Stacey.
So the other thing, just for me being consistent, because I don't want nobody to say like, oh, okay, Stacey picks and chooses when she says this. As a mom, when Sharice got dragged for the misread baggage thing, when another lady said something, Marcia or someone said something about kids on this season as well. Here's the thing. No one spoke on your kids directly. People speak, hey, Sabrina got a daughter. I know she, whoop-de-woo about Tyrone, whoop-de-woo about Stacey and her 3 kids. I am not offended by that. That does not offend me. I know some people look for a charge, just anything to be the victim. Stop. I do not agree with women using their children for attention, for empathy, for whatever purpose other than loving and supporting and caring for your own children. That is my problem. So when I saw the gift comment, y'all know from the beginning, I'm going to keep it real and I'm going to be honest and consistent with y'all. I had a problem with her saying, oh, this was a gift. And then we find out a little more information. We like, oh, it was a surprise, like gift as in surprise. I'm here now. So, but that rubbed me wrong, you know, and I'm making light of this subject by saying surprise, you know, I'm just making light of it a little bit. But I just feel like some single moms have to really understand and acknowledge that it is okay for them to come first. You have enough like merit on your own. You are a strong person. You know, you are mother personified, and you don't have to use the existence of your children as a crutch or for empathy or any other reason, because you got it all by yourself. You are more than capable of being that diamond. So that, I guess, is what bothers me the most and rubs me wrong here. Because whenever we hear this subject being brought up, and I'm saying it delicately because I believe that children are off limits. I don't want anybody talking about anybody's kids. I also think that if you do not want your children being brought up, stop bringing them up, and the situations in which they come about, or people are going to try to find out, well, how did they get here? You know what I mean? That's all I gotta say. My dog barking, let me go.
It's okay. Does anyone have anything before we move on? Tyrone, Pio?
No, you know, it's just one of those situations where it feels like you're watching family fight. You know, you just gotta just gotta let it play out, you know.
Yeah, agreed. All right, guys, back to the regular scheduled program. Again, I am Miss Sabrina Soul. I'm your host tonight. We are going to be discussing Ready to Love, episode number 9. The episode is called Wife Me Please, I think it is. We're going to go ahead. You guys know I like to do it in the beginning. I like to do it in the end. I have 203 of you. We actually almost got to 250. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to you guys in the chat. If you have not liked this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. I appreciate every thumb that you give. As Miss Really BTV, she is not here with us. She says that it is free 99, doesn't cost you a thing to give me a thumbs up. We're going to go ahead and go around the room, let everyone introduce themselves. We're going to start with Tyrone, then PO, and then Stacy, and then we're going to dive right into the episode.
For sure, everybody definitely get those likes up. Always a pleasure. You know how I feel about being on the panels. It's going to be fun. I'm pretty sure we're going to go back and forth on some things. The show is starting to come around. I'm starting to see some things, so you know I'm ready to get at it.
PO.
Yo, you already know it's PO 100 sightings on IG. You see it right there. Yeah, I'm here for it. Winding down and it's turning up. Let's go.
Stacy B.
I'm Stacy B, Stacy_B on Instagram, because y'all know my life crazy and I can only keep up with one platform. That's all I got for you.
Right. And shout out to my soulmates in the chat. I love you guys so much. And also too, shout out to Another Round you see down at the bottom. She's putting up everybody's socials. Check out Another Round. She does panels actually over on Kojo's channel, which is Little Black Book 91. She's always on their panels, and I always be watching their panels. And she also has her own YouTube channel, which is Another Round. Definitely check her out. And that is Jay. Her name is Jay. Tell her that I sent you, and tell her that I said hello. Well, she's on here now. So, hey, Jay.
Yeah. Another Round is busy.
Yes,
Yeah.
Another Round is busy.
Been looking
honey.
at you.
Yes. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me bring my notes up. You guys know I have to put my glasses on. We are discussing Ready to Love, episode number 9, Wife Me Please. The episode starts with the men meeting in the lounge. Tommy tells the men that they will be introducing their strongest connections to their best friends. First, we have Andre and his friend Jermaine. He will meet Cynthia and Jeffrey. Jermaine asked the ladies about their family life and children. Cynthia states that she is family oriented and a man that loves her children is a plus for her. She says, I can give you two. I can give you 2 kids and a dog, talking about her kids. She said, but that's it. So she pretty much was letting everybody know, and Andre know, like, I ain't having no more kids. So that's what I got from it. So we do find that out about Cynthia. Jeffrey protects her children. And of course, it's Jeffrey's turn. She says that she protects her and her children. And she can see Andre being the lead to her and her kids. She is a single mom and she has been doing it for years. Jermaine then asked, and just to let you guys know, this episode, it was a lot of notes because it was a lot of context with these dates. So just bear with me as I go through them. Jermaine does ask, what are you bringing to this foundation, to Andre's foundation, meaning the table? Cynthia says that she is bringing love. She is protective and supportive. Jermaine says that Cynthia's answers hit a spot with him. So he knows it definitely hit a spot with Andre. Jeffrey says that she is extremely spiritual and they connected spiritually and internally. Jermaine asked the ladies about their connections. They explained that about their other connections, and then pretty much they exit the scene. Andre sits with Jermaine and asks him, like, what you think about the women? Like, who you feeling? Jermaine says that it sounds like Jeffrey practices the faith. And Andre says, yes, that's what I love. That's what it is. God first. Like, I love that she said that. Jermaine then says he asked Cynthia, the question that he asked Cynthia, and she responded with the protection. She answered it better than he expected. Jermaine, Andre's friend. Andre said because she answered so quickly and assertively, it bothered him. It was a problem because it was on the tip of her tongue and it seemed like it was rehearsed. He asked Jermaine, well, who do you think fits me best? He says Cynthia. Andre says that he is even more now confused in making the decision that he has to make. I'm sorry, guys. Like I said, it was a lot of context in this thing, in all the scenes. So let's go ahead and begin with Jermaine, his friend, or Andre, his friend Jermaine, and they are meeting Cynthia and Jeffrey. Let me get the pictures ready.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Cynthia was one that she was one that snuck up on me. That was it. She was initially like the curveball, right?
Mm.
Yeah, she was the curveball from when she came on. Yeah.
Did they have curveballs? It's been so long.
Yeah.
She was the ringer. She was the ringer, right?
Yeah,
her and Jonique.
Her and Jonique was.
Yeah, the green dress.
Right.
Oh, that's right, because she came with Jonique too. Fact.
Tyrone,
I remember.
One more time, Tyrone.
Yeah, so initially I thought, like my first impression was, when they was going around the room, it's like, yeah, she like everybody. And Andre was back in the cut, and asked that question. So I was like, wasn't too sure about her. But I feel like now, you start to see a lot of her and how sure she is, how she carries herself. She's very, very feminine. She has that posture of, I'm sure of exactly what I want, and I'm not taking no shorts. I thought in this instance that she was more focused, I think, on Andre. Andre? Not Andre. Anthony. Yeah, Anthony. And less of Andre. So, like what I get from this is Andre probably don't have a chance in hell. It's going to be Anthony all day. The end.
You want to go, Stacy?
Well, okay. So I noticed the notes that I had was, I don't know if y'all noticed how Jermaine, Andre's friend, led with, and I don't know if this was a production thing, but it seemed like kind of natural, or like it seemed like, you know, in the natural flow of things, that he led with children. Like, he's great with kids. He's been in relationships with people with kids. Like, it was already the justification of kids. So I thought that was pretty hypocritical of Andre to try to come for Cynthia and make it seem like she was rehearsed or inauthentic, and her being a grown-ass woman and thinking things through already and knowing what she wants, by him saying it bothered Andre that she answered everything correctly and so quickly, and it sounded rehearsed. It sounded like somebody that had sense. You know, when people ask me what I want out of a man or a guy or a relationship, I'm going to tell you exactly what I want. I'm not going to have, oh, I'm so indecisive, I don't know. That's somebody who's not ready. And I also didn't have a problem. Well, let's say this point. Everyone's friend that met Cynthia favored Cynthia over the other person. So that's saying a lot for her. It was what, how many friends dates did Cynthia go on? 2 or 3? Right? And, you know, if Andre, if he had no intention on actually vetting Cynthia, he shouldn't have brought her to the date. It should have been just Jeffrey meeting with his friend. It shouldn't have been Cynthia. If he really did not want to properly vet her, and if he wasn't really interested in what she had to say, he didn't have to waste her time. Because it seems like he already had his mind made up.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably say this more throughout the night, but listen to your friends, y'all. It's almost like we know what it is, right? The cast knows what it is at this point, and they just need to get through the friends date. It's just that the friends don't know who it is, what it is. So the friends have the best interest, and they're picking out the best person for them, not knowing that it's pretty much already been settled. You know what I mean? I feel like they should all get some Academy Awards for this episode. Like, the cast know what it is at this point, man. He can't fault Cynthia for being sure about what she wants. Just like you said, you know, she can't possibly rehearse every single possible question he gonna ask. You know, if she would have took her time, then, you know, he would have got on her for being indecisive. You know, but it just seems like it just got to make sense as to why, you know, he's going to favor Jeffrey, and, you know, making it seem like, you know, kids love him. He's, you know, he's a lovable guy. The kids get attached. So, you know, it all makes sense, you know. I'm sure Cynthia's cool with that. You know, I think Paul said it. It seems like she already checked out from Andre. So, you know, good for them.
Yeah. I felt like that. I think I said it in my live that I did on Friday. And if you guys haven't watched that, definitely check out my live reaction watch party I did on Friday when the show was airing. But, oh, and just to let everybody know, I am sick, guys. So if you hear me sniffling, that's why I'm drinking my tea and my voice is like this. So please bear with me. I am really under the weather. I tried to put a little bit of makeup on and stuff so I don't look so sick, but I am. So my apologies if I sound. But my live watch party, I want to say, I think I said it then, that I feel like Andre is starting to sabotage him and Cynthia's like connection, because I feel like he wants Jeffrey more. Honey, after he was feeding Jeffrey that food and she done came over and they done kissed all romantically above the stars and the moon on his balcony, honey, he was like, oh yeah, how am I gonna have to let Cynthia down? And then he wasn't feeling the baby daddy, honey. Andre is trying to finding out. That's what he did. Did you see his friend face? Huh?
Yeah.
This was the picture that I took when he asked his friend, so who you gonna pick? He said, yeah. He said, honestly, I'm gonna have to go with Cynthia. He was like, yeah, man, when she answered the questions, it was fast. This was his friend's face. I took the picture. His friend looked confused as hell.
No,
Like,
his friend know he's full of shit.
Yes. Like, come on, man. Like, stop it.
And,
Like,
let's be real. And let's be real, Sabrina. Andre is showing that he never recovered from the last time he saw Cynthia with the baby daddy. He's still mad about that.
Absolutely.
You think I'm gonna let somebody have one up on me and I'm gonna cower to this? What?
Yeah. Yeah. He's not feeling Cynthia like that. And I think it has everything to do with, come on now. He got up from the table and was like, yeah, I'm not gonna stay here for this. I'm not gonna stay here. And then he feeding Jeffrey curry goat or whatever it was. And they kissing on the balcony. Literally, when he was on that balcony with her, he was like, I have found my wife. He was like, he looked like he was in love with this woman. And he was like, put your mama on the phone. Yeah, let her know. Daddy not coming home. Like, yeah, sunshine. When he say you throw it up in the air, when she say you throw it in the air, it's like sunshine. He not coming home.
Say it again.
He not coming home. Yeah, that's why we call her Sunshine. Jeffrey is Sunshine, okay? He not coming home. Real quick, I want to give a shout out to, thank you so much, Didi, for the super chat. You says thank you for your dedication always. Hold on one second. Thank you.
I thought you was about to cry.
Sorry. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Oh my God. Yeah, so that's how I feel about that. At the end of the day, like Stacey says, he just needs to stop wasting Cynthia's time. But Cynthia is a very, very smart girl. The fact that he said that she answered too quickly, it seemed rehearsed. It seemed, what? I said on my live, what you mean? Like, if she didn't answer quickly, you would have been like, oh, Lord, it took her too long to answer. It took her too long to answer. She don't know what she wants. She don't want me. Like, it would have been that. But because she answered too quickly, I get like everyone is starting to be like, she's too rehearsed. I just feel like she speaks well. I feel like she knows exactly what she wants. I feel like she is coming from a healed place. I feel like she is a grown-ass woman out here and she ain't for no games. And she probably has met so many frogs and been trying to date these frogs and these men that ain't about nothing. And she probably been saying it over and over again. Her and her baby daddy ain't been together since 2014. She probably tired. I feel her. You know why? Because when I meet dudes and when I talk to dudes, it's so repetitive at this point. It's repetitive because I know what I want. I know what I'm looking for. I know how I feel. I know if when he find me, I know how I want to feel. I know what to say. It's the same questions. So for him to be like, it sounds like a cop-out. It sounds like he's trying to sabotage his connection with Cynthia because he wants to let Jeffrey know, ain't no threats to you, boo. You got this. You got me. I ain't going nowhere. Period. Okay. So that's just my thoughts on it. Anyway.
I agree. And I swear it only sounds like that. I swear I'm not being biased. I'm just annoyed. I'm gonna just say that right now. The fact that like Jeffrey gets a pass to gaslight when people ask her questions, and then other people get held inappropriately over accountable for their honesty is crazy to me. Like, if Andre and the other guy are incomparable, then what sets Andre apart? That's what I wanted to hear, because the reason why I wanted to hear it is because I'm like, okay, what really makes these women hold Andre up to this high regard? Like, I want to know, like, what is he doing for you? Like what is it with him? You know what I mean? So that's my only thing. I really, we use the friends or the exes episode not to just find out more about the person you have a connection with, but that exact person. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted to have a little peek about Andre. I felt like his conversation about him loving kids and was inauthentic. So I wanted to know what, other than physicality and Forbes, damn it, what makes him, the guy to be in love with.
Andre is spitting that pee. He calling them on the phone. He's spitting that pee and they eating it up. And then, he sees them in the real world and then romances them as a follow-up. That's what he doing.
Well, he ain't doing something right if Mercedes ain't never called him.
I mean, you know what though? It's you in that process. You got to have the greater of the lesser. So he probably has his picks on who he wanted to focus in on, and she probably was like, "You ain't called me."
I think, I think he was all on Jeffrey from day one. They were always touchy-feely with each other. I mean, if you saw his face when Cynthia walked in the room, but everybody's face was that way, so I don't blame him. But I think he's been all on Jeffrey from the beginning. He needed an out. He got the out. He obviously wasn't willing to fight for Cynthia. You know what I mean? She reiterated, just like you said, Sabrina, she reiterated, the dude ain't a problem. It's been about 10 years already. He just didn't want it, plain and simple. And, the dude saw that, when he sat down at the table. So he pressed him.
Yeah.
And that's what
but I feel like in real life, out of all the women, he wanted Mercedes. From the very beginning, he wanted Mercedes. I feel like because Mercedes kind of turned him down, he had to go. I feel like Jeffrey was his number 2 option and Cynthia was number 3.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
I could actually see Jeffrey being number 3.
Yeah, you know what? You're absolutely right. And you're right. Until he met her children's father, that bumped her down. You're absolutely right. And now he's putting all his focus into Jeffrey because he like, what I got now? Come on now. Like, we on episode number 9. Stacey, you about to say something?
Because it's easier. Because it's easier. And I just really, sometimes I do not believe in struggle love or toxic love. You know what I mean? I just feel like if it comes too easy, is it really worth it? Like, you got to work for something. Everything life isn't so simple. You know what I mean? So I'm always skeptical about things that just come so easily, or people who only want to hop on a short bus and take the short ride and get to the short place.
Sorry. Yeah. Anybody else got anything on this scene with Andre, the very first scene, the very first date, Andre with his friend Jermaine, Jeffrey, and Cynthia? All right, let's move forward. And let me put a picture up there because I be wanting to like have a picture up there. All right, there we go. All right. So the very next scene we have, and my notes are a little lengthy, so just bear with me. We have Marc Anthony. He is bringing his friend Mark. Man, I swear if we see another Mark or Anthony or Tony, excuse me, they will be meeting Mercedes and Jeffrey. Mark starts by asking the ladies in a heated argument, how do you resolve your issues? Jeffrey responds with communication. Mercedes says that she gonna need a minute. Mark then asks, what are your red flags? So he's asking the women this. Jeffrey says that she overthinks too much. Mercedes says that she needs to get out of the homey love. She's like, you know, she can be domestic, she can be lovey-dovey or whatever, but she needs to get out that homey vibe or section, or I don't know. It was kind of weird how she explained it, but she just needed to get out that homey mindset. Marc then asked, why isn't Marc Anthony the only one and they have twos? Mercedes says, I don't know about all that because he always been my number one. I don't know about all that. And Jeffrey says, well, you know, it's not about number one or number two for her. It's about the perfect fit. She explains how she has kids and how he doesn't, and how her last guy didn't have kids either, and how he broke her heart. Marc Anthony asked Marc, so what you think, man? Like, who you like between the two? Marc says that he does, says that Marc Anthony sees, or he asked Marc Anthony, do you see the children aspect of it? Jeffrey being a potential problem in the long run. Marc Anthony says it's just a matter of evaluating Jeffrey and seeing if the qualities in Jeffrey are as strong, then he is able to take a leap with her down the line. Marc says he likes the fluid talk with Mercedes. It's what they are most accustomed to, and he chooses Mercedes for Marc Anthony. All right, hold on.
Okay. Are we?
Sorry about that.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, no, we can go. We can go. Yeah. So your thoughts on this scene with, excuse me, Marc Anthony and his friend Marc meeting Mercedes and Jeffrey.
So I feel like when Jeffrey showed up, Jeffrey dealt with the situation like this. I got all this extra clothing in my store from last year and it has to go. And I think she closed out Marc Anthony with the kid statement. It was just like, you got to go. It's time. I'm done. You know, and that was her way of bowing out, I think, gracefully. Anybody that's looking to pursue you will, you know, not say, you know, sort of things that, you know, that takes them out of the race. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like in this moment, it was pretty much saying, you know what, Marc Anthony, nice knowing you. It was a great experience, but, you know, you're not really going to be the guy for me at the end of the day. And, you know, and that was that. But as for Mercedes, I don't know. I didn't really get a whole lot from her. She likes him.
Tyrone, Stacy?
No, I feel like it's already set between Mercedes and Marc Anthony. You know, there was a lot of confidence in there with Mercedes when Jeffrey walked in, you know, showed love to her. You know, you'll see it was totally different, you know, in the next scene, you know, that we're going to talk about. And, you know, I think Jeffrey's already decided, right? She's already been kissing. She's already, you know, been fed dinner. And Marc Anthony to still be, you know, undecided at this point, you know, still talking about he needs to give Jeffrey a shot and look into it, all that. You know, like I said, they got to make it make sense, or else everyone is only going to have just the one connection, right? So the whole cast is saying a bunch of everything and saying nothing at the same time, being very non-committal, you know, acting like they're going to still give other people shots when I feel like it's all set and everyone's just trying to be nice at this point. That's what it feels like to me.
Stacy? Excuse me.
You got to come
You're
off mute.
Y'all know I be having kids in the background. I be muting myself, dog, cat, kids, shit. My bad. Anyway, you can tell that Jeffrey was very disengaged in this date. She led with, I ain't trying to impress nobody. I mean, basically it is what it is at this point. Although I feel like the competitive nature in her, she was giving and she was giving pre-approved responses. For example, when Rail asked Marc, aka Rail, when he asked like, what's the worst thing about you? Like, what can you work on? And she was like, well, he told me like I overthink. He told me I overthink a little bit. Like that was all, like y'all had already discussed that. Like that wasn't anything contrary or any new information. Like that was a safe answer. So you can tell like this was like a pretty just like safe date. I think Mercedes was beautiful. I think both ladies were beautiful. And I agree with the guys. Like I love Mercedes, her confidence. You know, you can tell it's something there and it's not just like sexual tension. You can tell like these two people, like they're more in alignment with each other, like as far as what we can tell from their lifestyles, more than I think anybody else we've seen.
P.O.
I'm good. Like I said, yeah, I went. I feel like Jeffrey was basically told Andre, yo, I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna end this with homeboy and we're gonna focus on us. And that showed up.
Yeah. I think that I said it on my live. It's crazy because a lot of the times I say stuff on my live, I don't really repeat it again, but I said on my live, I feel like the energy and the aura that I'm getting from Marc Anthony and from Mercedes is, I don't want no babies right now. I ain't trying to be tied down. Like, I'm trying to have fun. We kids, we having fun out here. Like, I'm attracted to you. You attracted to me. Like, let's do the damn thing. That's
it works. Yeah, it's working. It's going to work for him. It's definitely going to work for him. Yeah, for sure.
Exactly. But unfortunately, Marc Anthony is not attracted to Mercedes. Unfortunately. That's just how I feel. That's just my opinion. But they work for each other, and hopefully it would make sense, because I know a lot of times, especially watching back, and even on my season and watching back some of the other seasons, I see people that end up together, and I'm like, how the hell did a gospel singer end up with a bartender? Like, just stuff like that, where it just needs to make sense. Like, we know y'all don't really like each other. Make it make sense. You know what I mean? So I just feel like if Marc Anthony ended up with Jeffrey, we over here, just like y'all felt about me and Walter, y'all was like, if Sabrina picked Walter, like, we see it, like, hey, it's not a connection. Come on. And this was before I saw the comments. This was before we filmed before. Like, I knew I ain't have a connection with this man. It was cool, but I didn't really have a connection. I wasn't going to walk in the sunset just to say I was going to walk in the sunset with somebody. So I don't know what's going on over in Miami. And I really hope that Jeffrey, because Jeffrey has options, and I really hope that she picks the best person for her. Because at the end of the day, she is looking for a father for her children. She is looking for a soulmate. She is looking for someone that she feels like can lead. I hope that Andre can be this person for her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and by the way, do we know if Andre has kids at all?
No, he don't have no kids.
Oh, okay. Well, he's gonna start out with 3. Okay.
Yeah.
Get it, Dre.
But to me, what I see on the screen, Andre, like, I'm in love with Jeffrey. And if Jeffrey come with 5 kids, I want her and all them 5 kids. That's the energy that I'm getting from Andre.
But may I ask you
Right. But you know,
may I ask the question?
We tend to have that effect on the fellas.
So
say that again.
What? Have that effect on the younger fellas. You're just enamored with us. We can't help ourselves. We ooze confidence and we're comfortable in our skin. Like, he loves a cougar. I'm a cougar.
Who?
No, hold on.
You talking about Marc Anthony?
I'm talking about Marc Anthony. And
okay, we
in support of what you're saying, Sabrina.
We talking about
somebody?
We talking about Dre. We talking about Andre.
I know. We talk about Dre and Marc Anthony, both of them. They love us. They love us.
I think they're physically attracted to Jeffrey. Yes.
Yeah.
So let
Absolutely.
me ask you a question though.
He's gorgeous. All the women right now are gorgeous.
Yeah.
Well, the women on this season have been really pretty. Let me just start there because I'm not being shady, I promise.
So let me ask this question.
Yes.
Does Andre really feel this way about Jeffrey, or is it just the show? Because like the cameras, the lights is going to go off. So do you think that he has the same energy to pursue it after the cameras go off, or is it just looking good for the television, telling lies to the vision?
Can I answer?
I could see him giving it a shot. I could see him giving it a shot.
That's to you.
So that's exactly what I was going to say. I feel like in real life, somebody said it. I feel like he is in lust. I feel like he is in love. I feel like he wants to smack. He wants to taste it at least once. That's how I feel. I feel like that he could see himself in a relationship with Jeffrey. But I feel like once them cameras are gone, he gonna be like, "What the hell did I get myself into?"
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to end up breaking her heart because I think when all the glitz, the glam, the lights, the cameras, once they all gone and reality really kick in, I feel like he is going to break her heart. That's what I feel.
Gotcha. J-Dub presence is known.
Yeah, I think we mentioned that that competition word. When people treat it as a competition, it just never ends well.
Yeah.
Well, we gonna see.
Yeah, we will. We sure will, all of us. Just to let you know, back to my roots, Sabrina and panel, what are your thoughts on Simone exposing Jeffrey? So if you go back to the very beginning of this video, for about 30 minutes, we did discuss. I did put the video from Simone up. I put the video from Black Women's Media up. I put, all that up, and we did discuss it. So if you guys just now coming in now, it's 258 of you. While we're here discussing it, go ahead and give me a thumbs up on this video if you are enjoying yourself here with the Soulmate community. But go back to the very beginning of this video once we're done, and you can watch our thoughts on the Simone and Jeffrey situation. So did anyone else have anything more to say about Marc Anthony and Jeffrey and Mercedes?
Nah.
Okay. Moving right along. Okay, child, this scene right here. Let me bring my notes up.
Baby, because there's so many notes. So many notes from this. I watched it twice because I said, you know what this is.
Oh my God. That's why my notes are so extensive, because I even shorten my notes. I'm not even saying all the stuff that I wanted to say. I'm like, but I'm not going to be sitting here reading all night. I was like, I can't do it. But Lyndon meets up with his...
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. Lyndon meets up with his fine ass friend Troy. They were
Troy.
I was like, hey, Troy.
First of all these friends should have been on the season. They need to do a friend swap.
A friend swap.
Because a lot of friends was coming with some common sense, so we could have swapped them all out.
Honey,
they would have made them look stupid too.
Sabrina, I'm so sorry for interrupting you, but then I was so captivated by his teeth alignment, honey. Y'all know how much teeth.
The smile. I was like, what does Troy got to say? I was like, let me rewind this scene, because I don't think that I had heard him right. Like, let me rewind it just to make sure I got my notes correct.
This is the one time I needed the editors to put an age on a guess, like Troy, 30, whatever.
38,
I needed
single.
They need to put a comma, the age, and his occupation, and maybe even his Instagram.
Oh my God. Shout out to Troy.
Hey, yeah, we got 5 friends. Come through, Lyndon.
Oh my God. All right. I think P.O. and Tyrone are over it. So
My bad, guys.
No,
we
it's
just
all
had to
good.
have a moment for Troy.
It's
I'm
all
glad
good,
I
you
wasn't
know.
the only one.
I'm glad your palates have been refreshed.
Jesus,
Oh,
don't say
God.
5, 6.
Yeah,
Ooh,
no,
child,
y'all,
no.
but you know, you're right, because
Don't.
for real, he does look really short. He looks really
He
short,
can't
but
be.
he's still fine. I wouldn't
He
date him
need-
in real life, but
Nah, he just needs a cougar to stretch him out.
he probably a good height for Stacy, but he not. I would
Don't
tower
worry.
over him. I keep my heels on high. I keep my
Don't-
heels on high. And I'm 6'2" in heels. I would be patting
He's the
his
same.
little
He's the
head.
same height as Flavor Flav. Just so y'all know.
But Tyrone, what you was about to say? Don't worry.
No, I was gonna say, don't worry. When we get to talking about Blake's friend, you know, I'll bring up my Robin
okay.
Givens flashbacks again.
Equal opportunity over here. But she has plenty of common sense, honey.
I'm here for it, Ty. Let me read these damn notes.
I'm gonna just say I only care about height because I don't want my kids to be taller than you. That's me coming with some respect. I'm putting some respect on you. Y'all know I got these tall kids over here.
Okay. Oh my God. She said, I'll take 5'6". He's taller. Oh my God. I am 5'10". In heels, I'm like 6'1", 6'2". So it's definitely a problem. All right. So Lyndon meets up with his friend Troy. They will be meeting Morgan. Morgan enters and they toast to drinks. Troy does ask Morgan, have other men, does she have other men on her radar? Excuse me. She explains that she had 3, but now it's down to 2. She says that Lyndon's 5-year plan is not her 2-year plan. She says she wants to be married in 2 years. Lyndon says that he did not walk into this process thinking that he was going to be married in 2 years, that this is something that he definitely needs to think about. Morgan explains that her last relationship was 5 years ago. Troy then does because in the very beginning, Lyndon does tell Troy about the Nair situation. So Troy asks, was this the Nair relationship that you had 5 years ago? Morgan says that she came up with a beautiful idea and this was the plan. She says she definitely looked it up to make sure that she could not go to jail for doing the Nair thing in his hair. She said that she did this at the end of the relationship when she knew she was completely done with him and wanted to make a grand exit. Morgan says that she would never do that to Lyndon because you're not a bad person or a liar. So I would never do that to you, Lyndon. So thoughts on Troy, Lyndon, and Morgan's date?
Okay, my first question would be for Morgan, and this is one question that homeboy failed to ask: is how or when or what does it take to activate the grand exit, right? What is it? Because I mean, well, first off, let me rewind. Let me not even go there. Let's go all the way back to the fact that Morgan, you were proud of this moment, and I I just don't know how could this be a prideful moment to you when you're talking about destroying some man's hair by assault. Like, this is not what women, I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not going to generalize and broad brush women, but this is something that I would not expect from a woman, that is loving and caring and all that other good stuff. You don't do stuff like that. That was just blatantly just sinister, just not good. And I've heard like from 3 episodes, I believe. Was it 3 or 3 different times in the episodes, the last 2 episodes, where she's talking about, yeah, you know, I did it, you know, was proud about it, told Marc Anthony in an own exclusive. And I'm like, why? Just make this make sense. Tell me what in your mind makes you think that this is a moment of pride and not shame, right? And just that alone, Marc Anthony should be questioning himself. Why am I still sitting here talking to somebody that has the potential to activate a grand exit on me? Like, why are we even here? I get it. You know, the show is going to make you, you know, go through what you got to go through. And y'all wild as hell flipping through. I know.
That one's for you, Stacey.
y'all wild as hell. But yeah, you know, I think at that point in time, you know, when she said she looked it up or whatever, the next 2 words that should have came out of Lyndon's mouth was "check, please." The end. That's all I got. I'm really at a loss for words. I've never seen this done. Like, I've always heard the follow-up story of, but I'm not like that, and this is what I did to correct those issues. Not, oh yeah, I did that, and you know, yeah, it was cute, and I took pride in it. That's all I got. Do better, Morgan.
Stacey.
I mean, I don't disagree with Paul. P.O., you know, it's a fine line in the sand, and this is just crazy to me. I think that it's important. Like, one of the important things that I saw here was that their beef is that, like, I feel like this was a date not date, because they're beefing about a 5-year versus a 2-year plan. Like, Morgan, isn't she 38? Somewhere closer, you know, beyond 35. And she had a 2-year plan. It was the name of one of the shows, Marry Me Now or whatever, at one of the episodes. And Lyndon has a 2-year plan. I mean, a 5-year plan, and she has a 2-year plan. She thought that the idea to eviscerate this man's head, his hair, was I wrote it down, a beautiful idea. The hell on God's green earth is chemical warfare a damn beautiful idea? In what world? This is the foolishness that Black women, we have to recover from this. It has nothing to do with us. We didn't do it. We would never do it. But we get, you know, broad brush strokes about this. You know what I mean? Like, people be looking at us like, oh, Stacey look like she might use Nair. No, baby, because she had it lasered. You won't find Nair over here. She is grown and do not use Nair or razors. Thank you. But I'm just saying, like, a grand exit. Like, let me make sure my absence is felt. Let me make sure I slam the door on the way out. Like, to me, like, I just hope that at this point, like, you know, now she's had time, like, she's watching it back and she's seeing people's commentary and people's comments. I'm sure people are dragging her just like they're dragging other people. So I'm hoping that in this moment that she's having some growth from it and that she sees, like, this kind of stuff ain't funny at all.
Right. So let me say something real quick. I just want to make this a little bit interactive, and I would like for the chat to give me your thoughts on how would you feel if me as a man said, you know, I was going to leave this girl, and I just went, I saw Nair while she was sleeping, and I threw that in her hair. And I actually, you know, I took pride in that. You know, I planned it. I knew I couldn't go to jail for it, so I did it. I mean, it was cool at the time. Tell me how you would feel about me as a man that did that. Okay, you can continue.
I already expressed that. I already said that. Like, that's crazy. That's like, people would be up in arms if you would have done it to a woman. It would be the end of the show. The show would have had to take a break this week. They would have brought in counselors and grief counselors and all of this foolery. They would have, are you a threat? Like, it would have been some foolishness. And you know, it's crazy. You know, we're gonna be honest. Be honest. Like, some people don't want to call, like Troy said, oh, that flag is as big as a football field. We be so afraid to hold women to the same accountability as men sometimes. This is foolishness. Sugar in a tank, cutting people tires, all that is a no-go. Stop playing with people's money. They spend a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of effort on their personal appearance, their personal items. Some people have worked their whole lives for a dream car, and then you put sugar in a tank and ruin it. That's crazy to me.
It is.
That's people who own stuff themselves. You can't own it yourself because you don't know the value or the worth of it. And if a man did this same foolishness to a woman, baby, he would be underneath. He would be underneath Oprah's house.
Right. And I mean, imagine though.
I'm sorry.
Imagine this.
Queen though. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but see, here's this is also the double standard, and I feel sorry for women in this respect, because if I said that on the show, I believe that they would mute that and they wouldn't play that because they probably wouldn't want folks to see that, and that would really make that show look terrible. It would really put the viewers in a bad place, because you'd be like, damn, what kind of men you putting on these shows? Girl, y'all better stay away from that. They just throw any old kind of man up on that joint or whatever. So they would definitely omit that particular part of the video. And, you know, those are details that really anybody should need to know, you know, coming in to this. But, you know, because she's a woman, it's cute. It's not cute.
Tyrone?
Yeah, I don't want to pile on about how bad it was. What was I going to say? Probably an unpopular opinion, but aside from not showing any remorse about something that already happened in the past, you know, and the fact that she felt like she had to bring it up because the friend was there, I think this was a really good date for Morgan. You know, I think she looked really, really good this episode. I think these two dates were probably her best looks. You know, for me, I think she was being honest. You know, we want honesty from the men. She was being honest and was like, I have a 2-year plan. You know, she's gonna be 40 soon. So yeah, that makes sense. You know, she got a 2-year plan. I want to be wifed up. I'm running out of time. You know, so I just feel like there were some things that I wanted to point out though. She called Lyndon baby twice in this scene, in this date. So I started thinking, like, is she already over Tony right now? And the other thing I was gonna say is Lyndon, you know, he don't really care about the Nair story. You know, he can't care because he'd have to go home if he did. You know, because
I think
Morgan's is the only connection right now.
Nah, I think real talk. I think that him and his homie, they sitting there, and after the cameras went off, and they went and got into the car, probably listened to one of his songs, and then they said, "Yo, listen, bro, that chick, you can't." And he probably was like, "Yeah, you know, I mean, I'm just." And his home, if he's a servant friend, if he has a servant friendship with him, he's telling him, you can't, like, because I would say that to my homie.
Yeah, we know that part.
Right. I don't think Lyndon's going home and having, you know, a cup of latte and, you know, inviting her over for dinner afterwards.
Right. Like he said, he got to take a step back, you know, so he
Right.
did acknowledge that it is an issue. And like I said earlier, you know, listen to your friends, man. They're going to tell you what's up. That's why you brought them there. You know, it's a red
Yeah.
flag the size of a football field. Like, how do you recover from that?
Yeah,
You know,
I really like, I really want there to be this sort of turnaround to this story. I want, like, in the next couple of episodes to be some empathy or something to come out behind the story, because it's been highlighted several times. And, you know, I want to eat my own words. I want to be the one to say, you know what, I was wrong. You know, there's a woman in there that has remorse for the, you know, for that particular instance. I want that. I want to see that in this show. If it doesn't, I mean, you know, it is what it is, but I'm hoping that,
this is the
you know, we have that sort of breakthrough.
this is the third time though. Maybe they didn't show it.
This is the
Maybe
fourth
she
time.
did at the date. It is the third time.
Fourth.
Fourth.
Yeah.
So it was the original. It was the confessional.
Then it was the Marc Anthony exclusive, and then the Lyndon.
Oh, okay.
So
Yes.
this, yeah. So they played it out enough. I mean, normally when they do that, there's a significant breakthrough in the end of it all or whatever. Hopefully, they just don't leave that door closed and give her a chance to atone for that behavior.
Okay, Pio, do you feel that she did it at the reunion? Because they probably taped the reunion already, right?
Yeah, they definitely taped. I think they taped
Yeah.
the reunion after the second episode, and so I'm hoping that after the fifth.
If
Oh,
you
damn,
was
they
to
let.
guess that she showed remorse at the reunion, what would you guess?
Wait, say that again. If what now?
Come reunion time, do you think she
Mhm.
would have showed remorse for it at the reunion?
Yeah. I'm hoping that it's there, right? It's just like the fact that that was said on a television network that millions of people saw, and then to double down, triple down, or quadruple down on it in certain instances, you have to be able to estimate the words that comes out of your mouth. Like for me, I was very particular. They caught me slipping once in a while. I was very particular about the words that I chose, because I was saying I don't want them to mishap my words and chop. You know, and they caught me slipping once or twice. But you have to be cognizant of those words that you're using, the stories and the for instances and things like that. So you would think, you know, tripling and quadrupling down on something like that has got to be something that's going to come back hard on you. So that's why I'm hoping that there's a breakthrough at some point in this. I really do.
So my thought on it is, she is 38 years old. She did that 5 years ago. When she tells the story 5 years later and she laughs the way that she does when she explains it, how many times do you guys think that she told that story within the last 5 years and laughed every time she told it? What makes you think that she gonna go to the reunion? Because she see the reviews, she see the people talking about her, she see the comments, she see people attacking her. Do y'all feel like she's gonna go to the reunion and have some kind of sympathy, to have some kind of remorse because of what she's seen on
You
social
know
media?
what? She
Well,
didn't.
so you know what?
She probably didn't see any of the comments by the time they taped the reunion.
But no,
You
that's
know
not
that?
true. But Tommy sits there, and you know he has a screen there and says, "All right, so Morgan, tell me about this. What's going on with the nair and the hair? Talk to me. You know, do you think that was blah blah blah?" And Tommy might be the one to bridge that issue. Tommy might be the one that applies some closure to that, which I'm hoping. But I think, I mean, I don't know. I think that that's going to come up out there in the reunion, and I feel like, you know, it, because that's the only time where the whole group of people gets to hear the story. Do you know what I mean? Like there was things that was said, y'all know that, at the reunion, you're like, oh, damn, I didn't know they said that. And everybody hears it all at one time. So there's that.
I don't think she's going to be remorseful.
I'm always optimistic.
I think it's just going to put her more on the defense.
But I don't think she's been defensive about it. I think that men have given her the pretty girl, cute girl pass, and she's gotten away with it. I mean, I ain't hating on her for it, but I mean, it is what it is. You know, it's not taken so seriously because she knows how to put the right smile and the right laugh on. And she's pretty enough to get by. If it was somebody else who looked another kind of way, it probably wouldn't have been such an easy recovery for him.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I like a little bit of that, you know, ratchetness, but not so much where, you know, you're gonna wake up and your eyebrows is gonna be laying next to you on the pillow when you get up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I mean, at this, I don't know. This whole day and age, I just think that it's just all a crock of crap because I feel like guys are whistling and whoo, hey girl, and all this. And she got fake hair, she got fake lashes, she got fake nails, she got a fake booty, she got fake titties. And then everybody always be talking about they want somebody natural, but they be gawking at everything that's fake. But then they say they want somebody that's natural. No. Because if that's how you met me and I'm like that, don't be mad when you like, oh, I want you to be more natural. Like, you don't have to wear the wigs around me. You don't have to. Well, when you met me, I was fixed up like that. And so but anyway, I do feel like that she will be defensive because I don't mean with the guys. I mean, like after she reads like the comments and everything, and then maybe at the reunion, she might get a little defensive if it is brought up. But I don't know. I don't think I follow her on social media. I don't really follow too many of them on social media, but I just feel like that I hope that she does kind of read the comments and watch the reviews and stuff like that and kind of sees like, it's not cool. Like that is like a form of abuse. The fact that you planned it out and you Googled to see if you couldn't go to jail. Like, what the hell? I said in the review when we first initially talked about it, like, what if he had an allergic reaction? What if he was allergic to some of the chemicals that was in there? What if something happened to him? What if you said while he was asleep, you put it in his hair? What if you were like, I'm not going to wake him up? What if he had third-degree burns from it? Like, what if something happened? And like y'all said, what if someone did that to you, Morgan? Like, how would you feel if your hair got burnt off? You know, like, it's like double.
But you could go to jail with it. You could go to jail for that. If he had pressure, that's intentional.
Yeah, absolutely.
Infliction of harm on someone else. Yes, you can.
Yeah.
But
so the moral of the story.
He was just that silly sitting up there like it was just another day. I swear, some of these people have gotten so accustomed to toxicity, they don't even know the difference between what's right and what's wrong and what's toxic and what's normal. That shit ain't normal. Y'all can go over there.
So moral to the story is this. Moral to the story is this. If you're gonna Google how to take somebody's hair out with Nair, make sure you get their medical history and their allergies and all that other stuff first. No, don't listen to me.
I was about to say, if you trying to burn somebody's scalp off, you don't care about them having no allergies.
Nah, don't do it at all.
I got a question for the ladies. Is the grand exit a thing in relationships?
Not for me. I don't even want to. I just want to hang up and I'm going to be over here in the corner.
Yeah,
like, I don't know if it's a grand exit for her, but for me, I want to delete, block, control, alt, delete. We don't got to talk no more. If I know you going here, I'm going to go over there. Like, I don't know about all that grand exit because that's what she did with Blake when they was on the couch. It seemed like she wanted to have a grand exit.
There you go.
It's starting to make me feel like it's starting to make me feel like maybe we tripping. Maybe Morgan is putting on for the cameras. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she just really doing this for the cameras. That dude that she brought, maybe that's not even her ex-boyfriend. Maybe that's something that they talked about, and she said that's what she said she did to him. We don't even know at this point. We don't even know at this point.
Y'all want to know a theory I had?
What is it?
I had a theory that the Nair story was her self-eliminating.
No, I don't think so.
It just
I don't
didn't
think
work.
so, because listen, go back to that face that she made on the date with Marc Anthony. That face looks so devious. I'm like, yeah.
Say it again. Say it again. Sinister. It's so sinister.
Yeah, sinister. Yeah,
Sinister.
exactly.
It's just a theory.
He was saying it like he Beetlejuice. Sinister, sinister, sinister.
She would have broke up every camera. She would have burnt down everybody in production. She would have had a fit if she would have gotten eliminated. Man,
baby, look, let me tell you something. If I wouldn't be covered by the blood right now, I wouldn't be saying shit. But luckily, I'm prayed up, so I ain't worried. I ain't get no worries when it comes to Miss Morgan. I think she's beautiful. I think she's great. I think she's got a lot to learn. But yeah, thankfully I'm covered in the blood. So I don't know if I trust anybody.
But you know what? That I think that might be Homeboy's fault too, a little bit. You know, because he might have put it on her and drove.
I just said that. I said it was probably good though.
Yeah,
you know.
She put it on him enough to not press charges into where he's still coming back bald. He came back to her with 2 strands of hair, like he was the little man, the head man on Beetlejuice with the 2 little strands of hair. He came back like he was on what's the other movie? The Nightmare Before Christmas, the head with the 2 strands. He came back to her and laid up with her like that was okay. Because he showed up on this episode like that shit was okay.
Some dudes like a little crazy.
I was gonna say she might get that fire, and you know he might not can hold off. You see what happens? You see what happens when you get thugged out after 9. No, I'm joking.
At least now he knows what his limit is.
Exactly.
I mean, all the fellas out there. I don't know, but it's probably true for Sabrina because our crazy only goes so far. Our crazy is like putting your ass on red. That's probably as far as we'll take it. Like we ain't about to do nothing crazy. We got shit to lose.
Yeah.
Our crazy is just like, haha, made you think. Okay, goodbye. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Like I just get ghosts. I just don't have time. Like it's like I am so amazing that I'm not going to sit around and be dealing with him and he over here tripping. Well, I did a reel recently. Like, I'm not going to trip over you when there's people over here telling me I need to like act right. Like I need to get it together. I need to come over here. Like, why am I be, I can't do it. But Morgan is showing us like she said it herself. She's like, I'm very territorial. Like we're going to get there. Like she was looking the old girl up and down Marcia when she came on the date. Like she's very territorial. And then she told Tony, she like, yeah, like try me. Like you better not, like this ain't no joke. Like, yeah, like I'm gonna get you. Like she was serious. Like that girl ain't playing. And you know what? Because she's freaking gorgeous. Her body is off the mother freaking chain. Okay. And she probably done got away. She probably done got away with murder already. So she like the Nair thing is nothing. I done got away with murder before. I'm not gonna talk about that though. You know, like in real life, like she has probably bust out some car windows, flattened tires. I mean, I really cut brake lines, spitting food.
Called your mama house and kept hanging up on your mama. Called your job and said you was in jail. Like, call your children's school. Baby, I'm scared.
I just feel like she like, if it don't go her way, then it ain't no way.
Yeah. Well,
I'm sorry, guys. Oh,
no, that's all right.
I'm pressing all the buttons. If y'all don't know, it's 282 of you. And I said in the beginning, I am very under the weather. I am sick. Shout out to you guys for being here with us today, though. 282 of you in the chat. Welcome my soulmates to my channel and my panelists. If you have not hit the thumbs up, I would so greatly appreciate we take a moment, a little mini break. I got 145 thumbs up right now, but I got 285 of you watching. So let's take a moment. How do I do it? I don't want to even sing because my throat. Oh, shoot. Tyrone, I'm giving you a chance. I'm singing about you. You was coming out your shirt. Okay, so who got some what are they called? What is it called? Hold on, what is it called? How can you give money? Can't you give money like super chats and stuff? All right, Tyrone, we're going to get the super chats. Anybody that puts a super chat in the chat right now, all the money will go to Tyrone because I saw you about to lift your shirt up. It's a time. Can we get some super chats from Tyrone? Take your shirt off. Woo!
You on mute, Ty.
It's probably a good thing I was on mute.
Somebody told me Tyrone work out all day, every day. So if he go ahead and lift up lift up to the third rib from the bottom.
I was gonna say,
he over there counting ribs.
Oh my God, Tyrone!
Did I say not only am I a teeth girl, but I'm also an abs girl. I like when you go from the little baby rib down here and you count up 3. I think you should let the women see that part. Oh no, let me not.
Oh God!
I'm not sexualizing you.
Oh shoot, Tyrone, you got $10.
Hold on, man. We got to play the music.
Oh God, Paul, you got the music.
You know what I mean? About to put it together for you.
Can we get a bomb? Can we get a bomb drop for the $10?
I was like trying to make it rain. Make it rain.
This is for.
Are we really doing this right now?
Yes,
this
we
is for
are.
Tyrone.
No. Are we doing the Sabrina After Dark right now?
No, it's not. It's not.
I mean, it's dark outside. It's dark out there.
Right. Tyrone got his $10.
Oh my God, Oklahoma? Really? Jesus, I just happened to see a comment. This is my real voice, though. I'm sorry if I sound like a cartoon character, but it's my real one.
I was about to say.
Yeah.
Oh man, what is we doing right now? And I'm sober.
Oh, drop another.
Okay.
Y'all think I won't do it? Y'all just don't know me. Y'all think I'm joking?
How did we get here?
He doing the magic white on black. He doing the magic.
Go Ty. Go Ty. Go Ty.
That man don't miss no push-up day. He don't miss all day, huh? Z, how many push-ups you doing
I'm
today?
messing around. Let me stop playing.
Let me
stop playing.
Just in case
I done lost my lavalier.
Just in case my husband is watching and he wants to know how many push-ups do you do per day?
I work out every day. Every day. Except Sunday.
Not Kiki with the tongue, but she said you was
Oh, wow.
Well, somebody's doubling up.
All right.
Oh my God. Look, every Friday after my live, I'm gonna have a Tyrone, he's gonna take his shirt off. We're gonna start it at 10 o'clock every Friday. Every Friday, guys. Tyrone, I want 10%. Tyrone, we're gonna talk about it. I just want 10%. And you gonna get some money. Okay? I'm gonna pimp Ty out. That's between me and y'all. I'm gonna pimp Ty out. He not even gonna know.
So the next scene.
Ty, you got money.
Lake.
Oh my God. 25, 10, 19, 10.
Well, you know what that sounds like?
I'm gonna have to make sure Tyrone gets money. I'm gonna have to cash after you. That is too funny. Yeah. Well, guess what?
In my Sean voice, you could pay a bill.
Yeah.
Okay, we're not gonna talk about that. Oh God, people, yeah, they are definitely
No, I think we had a request from you.
What's the request?
Valencia said, Paul, next.
Paul, that he don't even have no muscle, no nothing.
Oh.
You lying. I saw you in real life, bro. I saw you in real life.
Y'all don't want that. Y'all don't want that.
Okay.
I mean, I'll take off the hoodie though.
Well, you can keep that shit on.
Oh, shoot. I was about to say, but what's under the hoodie?
Nothing but net.
You know I gotta bring a little excitement for the girls, you know.
Right.
I mean, let's keep it 100. My demographics is women from 35 to 65 that watch my channel, and it's
That's
like
true.
90% women. So why would I not bring this kind of excitement?
Yeah, next y'all got me next time. You know, when I'm gonna have to hit a couple rounds in the gym, you know, be like Ty, work out for 3 days. 3 times in one day.
He does 2 days, 6 days a week. But P.O., you know you lying. I don't know why you lying, because I done seen you. Number one, you smell good. We know that. We've established that. Number two, you got an 850. 850 is right there. Number three, it's not when you lying, because P.O.'s like ab section. Okay, y'all, I'm 5'3". It's probably the length of my whole body. Like his torso, like all of this is so long. He a lie. Ain't no piece of fat.
But you know what though? You know what? Rashid is tall. Rashid is taller than me, and I'm mad at that. I told him that. Rashid is about 6'6". He said, "Smell like juke."
Oh, really? Okay, now I smell Tyrone.
Juke.
Okay, it's probably sound crazy. Tyrone smell good too.
Juke though.
I was a little on birthday behavior, so I couldn't really focus. But I was totally normal for P.O. And I mean, like Tyrone, like his credit score smell will hit you a mile away. Like, you know, ooh, he smells good. He the kind of man, like, he'll wear that white shirt and he smells so good. You don't even want to lean your face on your shirt because you don't want your face to be on his shirt because he just smelled that damn good. You be like trying to get close, but like trying not to touch. Don't discredit yourself, P.O.
Yeah. Well, just somebody asked me what my cologne lineup is. I typically stay between Gucci Guilty and what do you call it? Jimmy Choo. I got all 3 lines of Jimmy Choo. Those are my go-tos.
All right, guys, let's move forward.
Yeah, we got lost.
What we were doing here? I forgot what we were doing. Back to the notes.
Yeah.
No,
Ooh,
that
I
was
can talk about kids if this way you go on with that picture.
Next week we should do a twerk off.
I'm for the men doing a twerk off.
Oh my God, that would be so funny. Oh.
I'm not trying to objectify any of you guys. I am trying to be I am trying to be a co-signer of the thirst trap because I feel like so many women do it. So I want to encourage you men in equity to also do it.
What, twerk?
Yeah, ladies' little thirst traps.
Yeah, I think absolutely. I think if you're single, you're just out here just having fun. I mean, it is what it is. Like, I don't care what age you are, like, just have fun. Like, stop living in this bubble. Stop living in what you think that the criticisms of society and people out there and what they'll, oh my God, what will people think of me? Like, I don't give a flying care. I live my life how I want to live it. I do what I want to do. Of course, like, I have integrity. Of course, I have morals, you know, but yeah, if I'm gonna go out and I'm having a good time and I'm having some shots and I want to twerk, I'm going to twerk. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to drop it low. I'm going to drop it real low. Okay. That's just what it is. You know, if I want to have some cleavage out, I'm going to have some cleavage out. Like, who made the rules? That's like my number one saying. Who made the rules? You got to live your life for you, because I don't want to die one day, get sick, whatever, and be like, I wish I would have went into the Lake Minnetonka and I took my top off and took my clothes off and did the thing with the girl on the Purple Rain. I wish I would have did that. Like, right. I don't want to have those regrets, you know, and I don't think anyone should, you know. We're criticized enough for the things that we don't do. Like, shit, give them something to talk about. Enjoy your life.
Okay.
Anyway, let's move forward. I just looked in this light and now I got little things, so I definitely got to put my glasses on. Yeah, I definitely don't have Megan knees, so I would absolutely fall to the ground. So I was just talking. I can't drop nothing that low. So, but anyway, moving forward, we have. Oh, Tyrone, did you want to go ahead and start with your before we move forward? Here we go, Ty. This is your scene.
No. I'm good. I just thought she was, you know, she was good looking.
Yeah, you know what? She's like that type of girl. Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry, brother.
Yeah, Tyrone. It's y'all. Y'all got it.
She got potential. She got potential. You know, I need to see more.
Right. She seemed like the type that like to get bit on the neck. I'm sure Blake probably bit her once or twice. I would have if I was him.
You call him a vampire? You call him a vampire or something?
Did she have contacts on? Am I tripping?
No, they were contacts. They were blue contacts.
No. Was they for real?
They were. She's gorgeous though, but she did have on blue contacts.
Wait, not the from PO. Did it remind you of an experience or something?
Kind of. No, I'm joking.
Y'all.
I was just playing. I was just being like comedic. I'm sorry.
No.
Stop, Ty. You don't have to be so serious all the damn time.
No, but I think she's a nice looking asset to have brought to the show. You know, she wasn't a B-dub, aka Booger Wolf. You know. So yeah,
y'all need to hang out with me more. I think y'all would like me.
I was getting ready to say, I don't know, because I done hung with Ty and he is not serious. Ty is for the shits. Okay.
Maybe I need to hang out with him again because I
have
I was on another level.
Like I feel like when we go out, I feel like, you know, I be out there, I be having fun, I be, you know what I'm saying, about my business. But sometimes I be looking at Ty like Ty. No, Ty, he's a lot of fun. We have a good time together.
Do you remember Halloween, Sabrina?
Yeah, I remember Halloween.
When you had the cat suit on.
I remember. and you came over and you said what you said in my ear, and then somebody else came over and was like, girl, what did he say? And I told him what he said. She said, he told me the same thing too.
What were you repeating?
Tyrone, he over there recycling.
I don't think I did it. I don't think I said it twice.
But this was before. No, you did. This was before I think we became like as close as we are now. Like it's different now. That was like the first time I had really hung out with you. Like we wasn't on that level.
Yeah.
I was like, Tyrone. No, in real life, Tyrone. I've never seen Tyrone that lit before, but y'all, yeah. Y'all need to hang out with Tyrone. We should all do like a get together, like with us.
Yeah, we've been talking about it.
Yeah, we should. I'll be home this weekend.
I don't even mean just with us. I'm talking about like invite like the people that you know what I mean, like our supporters.
Are you trying to invite me indirectly, or do I need to invite myself?
No, I would love for you. I'm just saying.
I'll send the jet for you.
We all should like all get together, like, and we should have a party and like invite everybody, not just Ready to Love people, like everybody, like our supporters, our fans, like people that follow us. And be like, let's like we do a meet and greet, like a meet and greet. I think that would be so fun.
It would be great to do like a in-person live where
that's true.
Where we do a video and then they can ask us questions about what we just watch. Like we can all watch it like a watch party and commentary together or something like that. That would be super fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we should do that. Oh, call them. You said about security.
Security, yeah.
I got PO 6'5". I don't need no PO's my security.
Hey.
PO's tall as I don't know what, but I do got security though. But anyway, we should really, if y'all are interested, put it in the chat. If y'all are interested in something like that, where we like all meet up, having like an event, like a meetup kind of thing or whatever in DC or in like the Maryland area, let me know. And maybe we can like orchestrate something, put something together for like this summer. I think that would be kind of cool. Okay. Moving forward, guys. Blake brings his friend LaShawn. They are meeting Sue-Ann. LaShawn wants to know how Sue-Ann sees her life in 5 years. She says, hopefully married. She rather leaves with no one, though, than being with the wrong person. Sue-Ann mentions that she has been divorced for 2 years. And mind you guys, Sue-Ann does have 2 girls. Sue-Ann says that she has never done the blended family thing before, but she can see Blake as a decent girl dad. And Blake does have 3 boys. Sorry, guys. Y'all know I'm sick, so my apologies. What do you guys think about this scene with LaShawn and Blake and Sue-Ann?
I think it was just a formality, you know. Sue-Ann, just don't say nothing stupid to blow this for us. You know, that's what I got from it.
I think Blake. Well, yeah, this was obviously a part of the show, but I also think that Blake did bring the right person to speak on his behalf. He could have brought one of his homies, but I think him, bringing a lady to speak to him, probably was to cross that bridge of, you ladies or those ladies in that room think I'm rigid, but I also have, I can maintain healthy relationships with women and men. So I think that, the way that she was delicate and very articulate and matter of fact in her questioning, things like that. I felt like she was probably the best balance for him to have brought. But yeah, I didn't see any red flags within Sue-Ann. I mean, there were. My thing is, I hate when I look at stuff and I see it being produced because I don't know, Blake had a relationship. He's got 3 kids. you know, by a couple of different women. And, you know, he's worried about Sue-Ann, you know, kind of, I don't know, what is it? Like her just being out of a divorce and all of that other stuff. I don't know. I think that was a produced part of the conversation. I don't think that it's a red flag for Blake, to be honest. I think that was just stuff to add to the show. That's all I got. Oh, just one last thing. I told y'all he was going to the end. See you at the bridge.
Mm-hmm. I could see him going to the end too. I don't know. I people don't really like Blake. I'm not saying I'm team Blake, but I've always been like an advocate, I guess, for Blake. I just felt like he was misunderstood. I've always said it from the very beginning. I always said like it was just something about him. I feel like that he is very straightforward. He has no cut cards, I guess, from, you know, his job background. I don't know, like I kind of feel him because I'm kind of like him too. Like it ain't no cut cards with me. Like I don't sugarcoat nothing. I say what's on my mind. I say how I feel. If I hurt your feelings, my apologies, but that's how I feel. Now I know with the whole Jonique thing and the meeting that he had with her, I'm sorry. One thing that, you know, I always have to remember and remind myself that it is editing involved. And I think that's where some of my grace comes in. Unless you blatantly calling like another woman out her name, or you just being nasty or rude or something like that, or like at the end of the day, I had to keep asking myself, what did Blake really do that was that bad? You know what I'm saying? Like that's the question I asked myself. What did he do that was so bad? Because I've seen behavior on this season from other people that was way worse than what everyone's seeing or saying that Blake is. You know what I mean? So I really feel like he does not like Sue-Ann. His person is not there. I feel like at this point, he definitely wants to make it to the end. You know, because now I feel like it's a challenge for him. He's been on the bottom like 9 times or 8 times. It's been only 9 episodes, literally. I think I said, Tommy said it too, like he got 9 lives like a cat. I said the same thing. I was like, he got 9, what the heck? Like, I don't think in the history of Ready to Love, I have ever seen anybody be on the bottom 8 times. Ever. If y'all know, let me know in the chat. Y'all know anybody that's been on, and he still got a few more episodes to go. He still might be on the bottom some more. That's all I'm saying. But all I'm saying is at the end of the day, I'm glad that he is still on, because the only issues he's had is with Jeffrey and Morgan. And I just feel like those just wasn't his people. It's just what it is.
Facts.
Yeah.
Can I just say,
Tracy, yes.
Yeah. I mean, I like the Sue-Ann that showed up for this date. Like, I think like we have seen this portrait painted of like this passive woman. All of these episodes, all we've seen was advocate Susu, you know, like the whatever they call her. And today, on this episode, we actually saw her like speaking up for herself, like saying what she want, what she didn't want. Like I was happy that she was like very vocal about herself and her intentions and what she wanted. I enjoyed this Sue-Ann, and I wish we would have gotten to see like this side of her, you know, earlier on, because, you know, like the other 7 episodes, what we've seen has been like advocates who like push over totally passive. And now we're seeing like what gives her her little zhuzh, you know, and what makes her successful in her career, what makes her a all around woman. And I can appreciate, like, this was the first time that I learned that Sue-Ann had kids also. So I was just like, you know, like I can appreciate a woman who's like staying focused, who is, you know, moving in a way where, you know, like, I don't know. I just like this version of Sue-Ann that we saw today, like on this episode. But Paul, you're absolutely right. Because I mean, like, who's going next? Lyndon, what's the next one? A guy elimination. There's no one left if Morgan don't save him. And then you still got Tony and Morgan. So I definitely believe that Blake is gonna be on the bridge. They can't show him in any previews because you would definitely know it's him by his hair.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's what they do. I feel like this getaway thing is going to be an isolation situation between Blake and Sue-Ann. Like, they'll probably be isolated from the rest of the cast. They'll be off on their own, and then they're going to say, okay, this is the route that we're going. Because by this time, I feel like once they leave this this getaway, you know, they're going to have to say to Tommy, okay, this is the person that I discovered that I wanted to be with, whatever, you know. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of isolated scenes between them two, and you might learn a lot more about him. But we'll see.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I don't think they make it. That's just me. I don't think they make it. Paul, did you just say he makes it to the end? He makes it to the bridge?
I think he will, yeah. I think he'll make it to the end.
I think
now whether he gets chosen in the end, that's up for grabs. But I feel like he's going to go all the way. Remember, what is this, episode 10 coming up? Or 9? This is 10, right?
This is 9. We're on
Fridays.
episode 9 right now.
No, I'm saying Fridays. So Fridays is 10.
Oh, correct.
He's not going home on 10. So he's going to come back on 11, and Tommy's going to give him the benediction, and it's going to be meet the family, and, you know.
How do you know he's not going home next episode?
They're on a boat together.
Yeah.
They're all on a boat. They make it to the house.
Right, but did y'all make it to the house?
I don't think I saw him in the house.
The thing is he might go to the house, but then at the end of the day, they be at the house. But then there's an elimination at the end of the house trip.
Yeah.
And that's going to be right, and that's going to be a woman, a female.
But didn't you say, PO, that it was going to do a flip flop?
Right. So
who got eliminated on this episode that we watched?
There's a guy going home next.
Marcia.
Yeah, because Marcia left, so it's a guy.
No, they're gonna flip it again. They're gonna flip it.
That's what you think, or is that what you're delivering?
Yeah.
I need some confidence.
I'm delivering. Oh, this is very confident. Yeah, they're gonna flip it, and it's gonna be another female.
Yeah, because I still got my my thought that Morgan eliminates Tony. That's my theory.
Well, you know what was new to me on this episode, and I don't mean to get ahead of us, Sabrina, but I had no idea that Sue-Ann had a connection with Anthony.
She don't.
Honey, she doesn't.
She don't. We were going to talk about Anthony.
They do, but they don't.
I was gonna say Anthony is the glue holding it all together.
The show?
Anthony, yeah, without Anthony, they could all be sent home because they would only have one connection without Anthony.
Oh, I see what you mean. Right, because Anthony has
yeah.
He's the other one person with.
Anthony needs a raise because they even put him in a scene with Morgan and Marcia to give them something to talk about. Like, come on, Anthony's already decided.
What do you think he's deciding?
Cynthia. So yeah. So.
Well, him and Cynthia are. Yes, you're absolutely right. You're right. You're 100% right, Todd. That's without a doubt. 100% without a doubt. They're on the bridge. And right now they're probably having dinner.
They're probably watching us together right now.
Yeah, having dinner.
They
or
walked
just
in
got
the-
done, or just got done. They're probably on their second glass of wine right now. Weather's nice in
Well,
Miami.
we're not gonna give too much out there, but Cynthia and Anthony have definitely both joined our chat before. Shout out to Anthony and Cynthia. We love them over here with the soulmate community. Yeah. So I don't know. Do y'all have anything else to say about Blake, Sue Ann, and his friend? How did y'all feel about him bringing a female friend? Like, were y'all shocked? Were y'all like, wait a minute?
I wasn't. If you think about Blake, right? Blake is, I think he's, and a lot of people won't say this about him, but Blake, in a different respect, is a man's man, right? So he's going to hold his own back in terms of, making relationship judgment calls and things like that. So I think his reasoning for bringing a female on was to get the woman's perspective. I think he's got it all figured out on the man's side. So for me, it wasn't a surprise at all. I thought 100% that, I wouldn't have expected anything less.
Yeah, true. I think the word we used to use to make fun of Bush was strategery, right? Strategery.
Right.
There's a couple women I would have brought on myself. Like if we're being honest about, bringing on someone that could speak for me, give me some legitimacy, make it look like, I'm really not for the streets. Then yeah, you bring on another woman to speak for you with some class. You wear your little sport coat, you just sit there and let her do all the work. And yeah, and that's exactly,
right.
What happened.
Yeah, I feel that. Funny as hell.
I mean, when that happens, it's because y'all have some type of closeness. There's a reason why y'all are close.
Yeah.
That's just me saying it without saying it, even if it was, 10, 15, 20 years ago.
I mean, yeah, he definitely clapped cheeks.
I wasn't gonna say all that.
Clap cheeks with who? With the girl? What's her name?
Was it Logan?
No, it's
Oh my gosh, I mean for 2 seconds.
LaShawn.
Who
I didn't say it.
I leave y'all unattended for Sabrina.
Huh. Where's the picture?
They're just
So I guess the question would be, if y'all would have brought a guy on, to speak on your behalf as your friend, what are the chances that y'all have smashed at some point?
what?
You heard me, Stacy.
No, I was experiencing selective hearing at that moment. I feel like I only heard half of it.
If y'all would have brought a guy on for your friend's date to speak on your behalf, what are the chances that y'all would have smashed already at some point in the past? You didn't hear me again?
I'm sorry, what did you say? I'm sorry, I was on mute.
Okay. I get it. Say no more.
Well, for the integrity of the show, probably. But I have good relationships with all guys that I've ever dealt with.
Yeah, and that
I've
makes
never had
sense.
anybody I'm not on bad terms with anybody post marriage. Like when I'm actually dating, I'm actually dating people. I never have been on bad terms with them.
No, and that makes sense. I've had some friends from 20, 30 years ago that I would have brought on the show to speak for me. I get it.
We'll see, the difference with us is that I don't have people from 20 years ago. I just have people from like within the last 5 years, like really 5 years that I can present, you know, with integrity to you guys. So it's a possibility. It's a possibility. I don't get to tell.
How many did you say you could bring?
Would you say something to me?
No, I was trying to be funny, but I didn't know the
What you
children
say?
was there, so let me
What
stop.
children? Oh,
The chilling.
Yeah. Oh man, what have we done tonight?
Yeah, no. We done made some scripper money for Ty.
It's been a smash heavy episode.
No doubt.
oh shoot! I was on mute the whole time. Oh my
Yeah.
God. All right. Any other final words with Blake and Sue Ann and LaShawn? All right.
Nah.
So next scene we have Miriam. Hold on. Sorry guys. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Anthony meets with his bestie, Miriam. He will introduce her to Sue Ann, Mercedes, and Cynthia. Cynthia talks about her relationship with her kid's father. She says that they haven't been together since 2014. He would never be a nuisance because she knows how to put her foot down when it comes to her children's father. She says that she is okay to submitting to a man, and she is okay with letting a man lead. I feel like that's been coming up a whole lot in this season. Like a woman submitting to a man, being submissive and all that. I think that's crazy that it pops up so much. Is it because a lot of people, I don't know, let me know how you guys feel. Like, is it because a lot of men feel like women aren't submitting these days? I don't know. It's kind of weird. Sue Ann tells Miriam that when she asks Anthony, does he like her? He never responds. Anthony says that he was blindsided that she didn't know how he felt about her. He says after that, he has been more vocal, but he still feels like that she's not letting that go, talking about Sue Ann. Sue Ann says that she is not dating potential anymore. She's just not going to do it. And Mercedes talks about being a stepmom to his children when the ladies leave the scene. Anthony wants to know what Miriam thinks about the ladies. She says that Mercedes may pretty much not be able to fill certain roles in his life, and that Sue Ann isn't getting nothing from Anthony, and that Cynthia is the best candidate for Anthony. Here we go. Anthony, his best friend Miriam, who is a married woman with 3 kids, meets the 3 ladies.
All right. So let me take this away. Let's start off with Sue Ann. We know that was acting. That was acting. She was acting like, you know, she was interested in getting to know Anthony. The producers stuck her in the house once again, said, go in there and give them what you got. And her whole, you know, demeanor was like, all right, you want me to sell the show? Here you go. And she started doing her thing. We know that that's not even a factor in this race. So let's talk about Mercedes and Cynthia. I do feel like Mercedes, her energy was, you know, Anthony, I like you, but I mean, I don't know if I'm built about this life. And so I feel like she's already closing out the inventory as well, saying, you know what, me and Marc Anthony is on the same route. Let me go jump on a plane with him and we can get out of here. So, you know, that leaves Cynthia. And that is the most balanced, I think, connection. I think Anthony is very about his business. Cynthia is very matter of fact in terms of what she wants. Anthony is pretty much, straightforward, but at the same time delicate. And I think he plays in very well to her feminine side. I think he's able to, to mesh well with her. I think that's probably the best balance of a situation. And I think it'll work for him. So, his friend, probably spot on.
Tyrone or Stacy?
Yeah, always listen to your friend. I think this is another scene where production just playing in our face. In my notes, I was like, they need Academy Awards, for the acting job that they did, especially Sue-Ann and Anthony at the end when they were talking about the things that they need to do better and open up and all that stuff. And Sue-Ann just sat there and took it. And it was like, okay, I hear you. Like, stop it. But like I said, Anthony is the glue that's kind of keeping it all together. All the ladies, well, most of the ladies have multiple connections because Anthony is here. I think, Mercedes just don't know how to say, I'm not ready to be a mom right now. Like, I like you. I'm not ready to be a mom. And she just kind of, I don't know, too nice to just say it. But I get it. I understand. Like, if she would have said it earlier, then maybe she would have been voted off too. What else did I have in my notes? Like, they was just all playing it safe. I think most of it, like, if you listen to it, it's set up for Cynthia to win. All the conversations are set up for Cynthia to win. They're still being non-committal in their conversations about the people who aren't their connections. So I get it. Anthony looks tired, he looks like he's tired of faking the funk, like he ready to just go to the house and wild out, like with his connection, for real. Like he looks tired. Like every scene, he don't have no connection with those ladies that they be putting him in the scene with, and they be grilling him like, asking him questions like, why you don't call me? Why you don't talk to me? And he's like, what it is. I was there. I was an arm's length away when you sat on Blake's lap and was kissing him. I watched the whole thing. Stop it.
Right.
And that was weeks ago, as far as we know, right? But they still gotta, have these possible connections so we can continue to watch. So I get it. I get it. I think Mercedes is gonna be a great wife one day. And I did want to explain the submission thing too, because I make this joke. Joke with my sister a lot, and we have this running joke to where she'll do something, and I'll joke and I'll be like, "You're not used to having a man, huh?" And I don't think it's submission like I'm the boss, you need to be my slave. I think it's the little tiny minute things that guys enjoy doing to make it feel like, you need us. But single moms, you've been living on your own for so long, there are things that you do that you may not even think that you do, that we would feel like that's our job. Like, I don't like it when you touch a door. I don't like it if you are carrying anything other than your pocketbook. I don't like it. You know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't have to carry nothing. But my sister would come over and carry all her gym bags. And I'd be like, you're not used to your man taking those bags for you. And for me, it's the little things like taking out the trash and, doing stuff like that y'all would still do. And you'll probably think nothing of it. But if you're doing all of those things, then, there's really not a place for us. So when they talk about the submission, I think it's that on a subconscious level. Are you ready to allow me to be, the man in your life?
Yeah, and I wanted to tap in on the submission part because I think us as men, we got to get out of that phrase, right? Because the phrase in itself, it comes off raw. It's a little bit off-putting because some people look at that when you say, yes, submit. That means, oh yeah, just throw yourself on the ground and, you know, wait until I give a command. So we have to really articulate what that means. And let's get away from the phrase having them submit. I get it. You know, we all want to be leaders, or, you know, most men want to be leaders in relationships. So we want to be able to have the ability to make the decisions, but we also rely on the woman in counsel, and we come to an agreement and say, okay, this is the direction, this is the route, and then us as men, we take that and then we run with it, and we make the effort, and we put that forward. And to me, that's what submission looks like. But the term in itself can come off to be sort of a derogatory, or, you know, just a very off-putting phrase. So I think just, you know, that alone should be just articulated in general conversation back and forth. You know, it's like kind of the old school stuff, you know, barefoot pregnant, you know, and I'm going to take this club and, you know, and I'm going to rule over you with this club that I got in my hand. Like, we got to get out of that. But ultimately, yeah, that whole particular thing with that, I say throw that out the window, forget about submission, and just, you know, two people should talk. But shout out to Anthony's barber, because that line on his beard, yo, he did that. Yeah, he had it lined up in his confessionals, man. He had it, everything was sharp and on point. All right, I'm done.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Well, thank you for the explanation. And I know the type of woman that I am. Like, I'm on here, I joke, I kid, but honestly, when I'm with my man, like, I'm very feminine. I said it before. I think I said it in the last panel. I'm very feminine and I'm very submissive, but I only submit to someone that I feel like that can lead me. Like, if I don't feel like you can lead, like I know the things that I be doing, and I be doing a lot. I feel like if you can't do like what I do or more, I just feel like I can't be submissive to that. You know what I mean? And I agree with everything Tyrone said. And I'm not saying that all men out here know how to do drywall. I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm saying is it's like you kind of got to come with something. And I know I was in a relationship previously before where the guy that I was with, it was like he tried to put himself in positions to make me feel like I needed him, because I would not submit to him, but I didn't see him as a leader. I remember, real quick story, my garbage disposal, what he did was he turned it off. Switch, he turned it off, like underneath the sink. And I remember I went to click it, and I was like, babe, the garbage disposal not working. He like, oh, let me fix it. But I knew that he had flicked the switch underneath the sink. But I didn't let him know that I knew that. And I acted like there's something wrong with the garbage disposal to see what he was going to do. And he was like, oh, let me go look at that. Let me get my wrench. Let me get my tools. And I'm going to fix this garbage disposal. And I was just like, what in the world? Like, is he really doing this right now? But it made me feel some type of way. So I put him in positions to make him feel like he could lead me. But the fact that he did that, it just made me also feel like, what is this man capable of? So I ended that relationship really quick. But, and FYI, just to let you guys know, that if your garbage disposal ever does go out, if it's not a switch underneath there, and if it does get clogged up, if it's something in it, and it's like, it sounds like something's rattling in it, you put your hand in, you take it out. If the garbage disposal doesn't stop, just to let everybody know, it's called a reset button. It is underneath the garbage disposal, and all you have to do is push it, and it resets the garbage disposal.
Yeah.
Bam. All right.
There's also a little wrench too.
Yeah.
that only fits the garbage disposal and just kind of turn it back and forth.
Yeah,
You'll get
that's true too. But just to let everybody know. But yeah, I appreciate me being with a man that I can submit to. Like, I want to be submissive in all ways, shapes, and forms. You know, I think it's fun. But I haven't really found a man to be able to lead me. So single I stay. But anyway, let's move forward. Does anybody have anything else to say about Anthony and his friend and his 3 non-connections?
Give that man a raise. You know, I know he'd be getting a lot of heat saying that he don't have no personality, he don't have no connections. I think we're about to see the rise of Anthony. And I think he may be, you know, part of the power couple for this season. If that makes sense.
I really
We
feel
gonna
like
see.
Huh?
Paul said
I
we're
don't.
going.
I said we're gonna see. I to be honest, I don't see any strength in any of these connections at all. I think that they have, you know, a good liking to each other, but I don't see anything where it's like, oh, this is oozing all over it. Like, you know, from my season, I watched live TV when I saw Joy and Clifton come together, right? And I saw that throughout the whole entire thing. And then the conversations that I was having with Clifton over the phone and the conversations I was having with Joy over the phone, you saw that there. It was undeniable. I don't see any of that glue in this season. I don't see not even this much of it.
For someone that knows how the setup is supposed to be, I thought you would agree that they hold it off, man. That they can't show it too soon.
Well, they have to show some sort of something like it did. Well, okay, you know what? This getaway will be telling.
Yeah, did you miss that date? Did you miss the way that they showed Anthony's walk up to that date?
Which one?
His first date with Cynthia.
Oh, yeah.
And did you see how they constantly, even in all the ladies' lounges, you see Cynthia fight for him. You see Cynthia say, you know, he better not get voted off. He better not my man. You know,
right?
It's there.
No, I'm not, and
it's
I'm not
subtle.
disputing. I'm not disputing.
Yeah.
I'm not disputing that they have a connection. I'm not saying that. But from what I'm seeing so far, it's not. There's nothing tying in rock solid. Like, and I wish that they stop doing this where they're taking too long to build up the story.
Because he can't right now. He can't. If he only has the one connection, then the other 3 women are probably going home. That means everyone only has one connection.
I feel like Marc Anthony and Mercedes won't make it to the bridge. I'm telling you.
Okay.
They're not gonna make it to the bridge. They're gonna get rid of his girl, and then he's gonna be stuck there and trying to cling on to Jeffrey, and Jeffrey's gonna denounce him and say, you know what, I'm rocking with Andre.
No, man.
Okay. Because Morgan don't want Marc Anthony.
Like, he can't.
I
refuse to believe that at this point he would go and still be chasing Jeffrey.
No, he's not going to chase Jeffrey. But if they knock Mercedes out, he's going to have to go after Jeffrey.
Oh, okay. At this point, what I'm saying. So he'll pull a Paul.
Nah, he ain't gonna pull a Paul. Pulling a Paul would have never got his.
Choose himself like Paul did.
He said, "Okay, I'll go explore this.
I'm done.
You can't be done. We all saw it, Paul. We all saw it.
Listen, yeah, y'all just didn't see the behind the scenes.
Why don't you tell us real quick?
Yeah, all right, I will. I simply quit the show. I quit and I eliminated on a date that they never showed. They showed the date, but they didn't show the ending. And you know, normally they show the ending. And I was like, pretty much like, okay, well, I'm just out. And I got up, took off my mic, handed it to the producers, walked to my car, and they all came out. I was like, yo, you can't do this. And then, you know, I got a call from the showrunner. And the showrunner said, hey, you know, we have to make this make sense for the people. And I said, okay, how do we make this make sense? Well, we'll do this, you know, we'll have to, you know, do what we do. So at least come to the elimination, blah, blah, blah. I get to the elimination or so-called elimination, and it turns into something else, which was never an elimination. And then I was thrown into the fight. And so I'm like, oh, okay, so now this is what we're doing. So, and even like in the end of the thing, the choosing thing in the end, we had a conversation. And I said, I'm not choosing you. You know this. And he's like, yeah, well, okay, it's the same thing. And I said, okay, well, you know, no, there won't be no surprises. And we had that conversation, and that's how it went. So if it was up to me, I would have been gone a long time ago. To keep it a book.
Mm-hmm. I agree, because in real life I self-eliminated too. Don't nobody know about that either.
Right.
But anyway, and I'm not gonna start talking about it, but I did at the house. I self-eliminated myself.
At this time, this is the time when everybody wants to. If you're there,
mm-hmm.
Around this time is where people's like, I'm over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That house trip and everything that happened at that house, I was so over it and so done. I literally that night I told them, I was like, I'm done. I was like, in the morning, I was like, I'm gonna leave. So,
right.
But that's a whole nother story. That's a story I'll never tell. Anyway, moving forward, does anybody have anything else to say about Anthony and this date? Because now we move into the men's lounge, because we're pretty much at the end too, and we're right on time too. There was only 4 of us.
No doubt.
Yeah. All right. So the men meet to deliberate with Tommy. And this is after the friends dates, etc. They talk about the ladies meeting their friends. They give the insights behind the scenes, etc. They update Tommy on those dates. Tommy does mention, after everyone goes through their stories about their friends dates, Tommy does mention to the men that next week the singles will need to bring their good draws for a getaway. Anthony ends up meeting with Sue Ann. Now these are the bubble dates. Anthony ends up meeting with Sue Ann on the bubble date, and Marc Anthony ends up meeting with Marcia. Unfortunately, at the end of this episode, Marcia is the one to be eliminated. Thoughts on the good draws?
Whew. Well, I knew Sue Ann wasn't going home. I knew that. I was like, man, why are they playing with us? They know damn well they gonna tell her she's ready to love, and you know, they're gonna get rid of Marcia. And it made sense because I didn't see anybody deeply connecting with Marcia, and she was probably better off, especially at this part in the season. So, yeah, they wasn't telling me nothing new. I mean, I'm sure some of the people was like, "Uh-oh, what's Blake gonna do now? They getting rid of his girl." I was like, "Nah, she'll be back next week." So, wasn't a whole lot to that.
Tyrone?
Yeah, I wasn't worried about that. They're all on the boat together. So, but I think the only thing that you can tell from the boat is that Tony looks unhappy on the boat. I did take some,
Oh, yeah.
I did write down some bullets I was like, it's good to see that the fellas are still cool with each other. You know what I mean? Which is pretty normal. Like at this point, you know, it seems like the guys have a lot more, you know, genuine likeness for each other, mostly out of respect. So at this point, you know, the fellas has probably already talked it through with each other. They're cool. They're still dapping each other up, except for Tony and Lyndon. I made another note that that production and the cameras, like they're telling us who is with who, because every time one of the guys mentions, you know, anything about any of the ladies, they immediately pan to the ladies' connection. So you get to see everyone's reaction to, you know, them talking about their connections. I made another note. I don't know why I put this note, but I made a note that Blake is almost like confirming PTSD, because he had mentioned something about triggers. He mentioned something about battle scars. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but you know, I've been paying attention to him, you know, throughout the season, and I don't want to put that claim out there, but you know, it's just something that I have been noticing. Anthony was talking about his process not being complete, and I was like, come on, man. Like, you know, I was giving him the side eye. He know what it is. Marcia, you know, we'd love to have you on. You know what I mean? Shout out to her. Shout out to everybody that gets eliminated. You know what I mean? It ain't easy. It seemed like she wasn't 100% sure that she was going to get eliminated that day, you know? And I've been there. I distinctly remember sitting across from the table being like, is this it? I think this is it. Nah, this ain't it. Ah, shit, I think this is it, you know? So, you know, shout out to her. She took it well. A lot of people don't, but I honestly feel like, you know, this could be a blessing in disguise for her. So, Marcia, you know, we'd love to have you on. You know,
Yeah,
I've always loved her spirit, you know, from the beginning. So,
yeah, and let me say something. Let me just go back and say something about Sue-Ann. I feel like her energy and her posture was like, I ain't going nowhere. I already know. And at this point in the game, when you have established a real connection and you know you're getting called to the office, so to speak, or when you know you have a date, you already know that, okay, this is elimination time or whatever. So there's the men in the lounge. They already know who's delivering the message. So Blake probably said, oh, you got a date? Okay, who's it with? Is it with Anthony or, you know, what's his face? And it's with Anthony. Oh, okay, you're safe. You're good. You know, and she came in there with that energy like, come on, man, this ain't what you think you thought it was, bruh. Let's just get on with the show. And then there's that. She is just waiting for the punchline of, you are still ready to love.
right.
Stacy.
I'm sorry, y'all. If I could go back to one thing. So I love me a Sue-Ann. I'm a little Sue-Ann stan. But the only thing I didn't like on this episode, since we're kind of like recapping, I gather, she kept talking about her like last person, my last person. This is my last person I'm dating. This is my last. I didn't really like that because you have to control, like you can only control your controllables. And oh my gosh, I hate as a business owner when people tell me that like, don't be so hard on yourself. You can only control your controllables. However, I just felt like it was an expectation that Sue-Ann was putting on herself. And I felt like, hey, Sue, if this doesn't work, you still have room to breathe. You're still a great, beautiful, capable woman, and you still have room to breathe. So I felt like whether she realized it or not, she was putting like unrealistic expectations on herself about making sure a relationship or a connection survived, whether or not it was worthy of her time and attention. And that is in no way in shade to Blake at all, but like just from like a from a personal point of view, that's how I saw it. Like I felt like it was so much pressure being the last time to do this, or the first time at this, like the first kiss. You know what I mean? So I felt like that was just like a little bit too much for her. As far as the elimination, with Blue leaving last week, I can see Marcia leaving this week. I mean, because and maybe this is something that, as much as I hate to say these words that someone like a PO would say, I hate that production didn't weave it a little better. Like I would have preferred to weave a little more confusion, so where you don't know who's being eliminated, who's like, we've seen dates with everyone, or we've seen multiple connections and multiple dates. So it's like it's almost like oh my God, oh, I wasn't expecting her to go. Like I still want to be surprised. But today I was just like, oh, okay. Like she's another great woman, bites the dust, like ho hum. Like, so that's what I didn't like. I was surprised that given Morgan's, like the fact that Morgan's issues were publicized, that there wasn't more outrage on the men's side to where she would have at least been in the bottom and someone would have had a corrective conversation with her. That probably would have made more sense and given more like excitement. You know what I mean? So I don't know. That's just my notes.
Yeah, I like oh, I'm sorry.
No.
My bad. No, I was just gonna say I was looking at this picture here. We'll probably go over it, but I like how I see Morgan and Lyndon in the front seat, and there's no Tony, which means Tony's probably,
No, he's behind Morgan with a frown on his face.
Yeah, probably because she sat up there with him, and he's probably not getting the Prince treatment.
Well, that's the other thing I didn't like. Like, I also feel like, Tony, you're too grown of a man to be making this a competition with another man. That's like, so that's my concern with Morgan. So at this point, we see Morgan connected with two people. One person with a 5-year plan, one person with who he seems like he's in direct conflict or competition with the next man. When it was last week, when it was the guys, like when Meet My Ex, he walked in, he was like, oh, just the ex, I ain't worried about Lyndon. Like it was too much in competition with the other man instead of you just trying to be the best you and deliver the best you. So that's my concern with Morgan.
Facts.
Is that probably the man that we've seen her feeling the most is in competition with another man. And then just the other guy that she's feeling, they're on two different pages right now.
All right, now right there, Lyndon was vexed. My guy wasn't. This is the first time I've seen Lyndon actually get mad. And Lyndon, his personality seems like he's kind of, go with the flow. I'm not going to take things too serious, but I think this particular conversation, this confrontation with Tony, pissed him off.
Yeah.
And Tony looks like he's antagonizing him, but then he got his fist over his hand like he's ready to knock.
Yeah, he did ask him to step outside at this point. He asked him to step outside. And I think I don't know, I almost feel like somebody is creating this environment, you know, because you can, you know, if you're in the middle, you're the woman, you know how to squash that if you want to squash it, you know. But I think Tony is upset because of why Lyndon is confident. You know, I don't think they're on the same page as to why Tony's mad. I think Tony's mad because Lyndon hasn't
It's still here.
misunderstood why he's there. I think he's mad because Lyndon thinks he's there because he can compete with Tony. And Tony's like, no, you can't compete with me. I know why you're here, but I can't really say why you're here because it's going to make it look like I'm saying bad things about Morgan.
Well, he
But
said
eventually he's going to blow up. He's going to blow up eventually.
Well, yeah.
As we can see.
Lyndon said, yo, is it not true? Is it not true that you said
He
I
dry
could have?
snitched.
Yeah,
He
did.
dry snitched. He
Oh,
dry
man.
snitched.
That was beyond dry snitch.
But it wasn't. It's going to
That
come
was
off.
He needed to. He needed to knuck if you buck. Like, I'm tired of you coming for me. Like, you always got some slick shit to say. Like, I can only give you a grown man pass for so long. I can only give you my elder pass for so long. But at this point, you're tinkering with my manhood. Knowing how old Lyndon is and that he's a younger grown ass man, and knowing what we know about that generation, you need to be glad that Lyndon didn't act a fool already. Because I would have been like, what the fuck you talking about? Like, who you talking to?
What y'all think about what Lyndon said to Tony when he was like, don't you remember when you told me that if Marcia was still here, that you would be with Marcia and I could have Morgan?
So that's, you can't.
I believe it to be true.
Man to man, my dude.
You can't do that.
Lyndon.
Yes, you can.
You can't
Yes,
clap back like that.
Nah,
you absolutely can.
He
you
loses.
can for the woman. You cannot for the woman's sake, because like for me, if I were in that position, I wouldn't want my interests to feel inadequate. So I wouldn't do it. But for the sake of this dude that's trying me, like, dude, you ain't even really feeling her. You playing her anyway. Like, what are you talking about? You keep coming for me, and you ain't even feeling her like that.
But see,
so what are you talking about? That's a behind closed doors conversation, and probably not one to say in front of her because it could be damaging to her.
Nah,
but there's a little bit of player Haitian in doing that.
Yeah,
like
man to man,
you can't.
Are you talking about a little bit of player Haitian when this dude been this man who is from Tennessee? I know somebody is from Tennessee up in this chat. This man been hating on Lyndon ever since he found out Morgan was giving Lyndon.
Okay, so you handle it like a man.
He's been vocally hating on him. He handled it like a man. Like you said you wouldn't even fool with her if Marcia was still here. Boo.
Right, but that's kind of what you're saying is what women would do. But what men do is you say something slick to me and I'm coming right back at you, and it's gonna be some one-on-one. You can't invite me outside and then I come to you with that. Like, you invite me outside, we going outside, period. Like, we're going outside. So like you can't like negate the fact that he said something slick to you when he's talking about how you feel about me kissing Morgan 5-6 times or whatever. I'm like, man, how you know she wasn't kissing on me, and how do you know it wasn't just my lips? That's some slick shit I would have said.
Yeah.
Well, I would never.
How would you feel about?
You wouldn't say that. I
But
would
the comeback
never. I don't care what another chick is saying. sis, you can say what you want to say.
But your comeback can't be that's gonna be something to help me win the girl.
Right.
Like I gotta win the girl on my own merit, not because I'm saying some shit that you said.
Right, because what that does ultimately is this. That sets it up for Tony to be like, look, baby, you know, he on some hating shit. I ain't never said that. And blah, 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 blah. And now you've increased the alliance between those two. You've increased the attraction between those two. And now you look stupid in the end because he done told you, or he done won her over with whatever type of game he ran. And now you sitting there looking like, you know, a sucker.
But if we look at the clip, right? We look at the clip, it was actually Lyndon's idea to play for Morgan's honor.
Yeah, but those were two different conversations, though. Those were two different conversations.
Understood, but that's
those are two different scenes. Yeah, I got you.
That's something Tony could have brought up, but he didn't. He was like,
they were playing
let's just step outside then. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
We could just come talk to me outside.
Yeah, that's all. I mean, at the end of the day, that's how.
Let's have a conversation.
Listen, I will tell you, you know, there has been times, there was a couple of fights that went, or not fights, but a couple of potential fights that could have gone down from my season, right? And one of those fights I started. But ultimately, you know, we as men, we were able to have conversation and get to a resolution and then just be done with it. And as a man, you have to do something, right? You have to, like man to man, you have to be able to at least hold your own as a man, and you can't rely on, you know, the emotional support from a woman to, you know, to help you fend off somebody in a fight. So, I'm not saying anything bad about Lyndon. That's my cat. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's a good dude and all of that in terms of probably outside of this, but just as a broken code right there, like you can't break that chain link. You really got to just hold your own.
When all is fair in war, and Lyndon don't have no obligations to nobody. And if
That's
Lyndon
true.
was a girl, we will be going for the jugular too. Like, don't
Understood.
be like,
But
I
as
just
men,
feel like
though,
Lyndon has a right. Like, as a man, Lyndon is being a man. Like, first of all, he has done everything on TV as a black man we have expected of him. He has been passive. He has let people talk crazy and slick to him. He has sat there and endured the bullshit. And even on Narragate, he made it lighter than how we even made it. The award today of this show for man of the episode goes to Lyndon, because any one of us would have flipped over a table in 0.2 seconds. And he is showing that he has some patience. He knows how to tolerate people. There's some things we might have done differently. I tweaked with him. Like, I wouldn't have said it in front of my love interest. I wouldn't have said that in front of Morgan about the Marcia thing. However,
that's what I'm saying.
However, when your patience are tested, when your patience is tested time after time after time, somebody keeps coming for your hood, womanhood, manhood, whatever. Guess what? At one point, you may improperly address the shit, and all we can be thankful is that Lyndon, at his ripe 30-ish age, he has done so better than any of us at our grown, super grown, 40 plus ages would have done. And P.O., I know it would have been 14 videos out already with the Mike Myers music. So stop playing and stop the cap.
Nah, I can't agree. Like he gets no invites on the guys'
Jay.
trips. You know what I mean? Like you can't. That's some stuff. Even if you're mad at me, you are supposed to take guy shit to the grave, right?
Yeah.
That's like some guy talk in the lounge that you're saying in front of everyone just to win an argument for a woman.
Right.
Right? We're competing with each other right now, but you're gonna use that to win over the woman. Like, come at me, you know, on something personal about me, man to man.
Right.
Nah, that's not
And so what
a good look.
and ultimately what happens is, because this was done publicly, the guys are going to go behind his back and be like, yo, wasn't that some, you know, some BA type stuff, you know what I mean, that
What
that he
BA?
said
What do you
that
mean? Do you mean
bitch ass.
badass? I know. What you're not gonna do is you're not gonna come for Lyndon right now.
No, I'm not. No, I'm definitely not coming from Lyndon. That's my guy right there. I'm just saying, in the real world, these is real situations that happen. You know what I'm saying? That folks get behind closed doors and they start talking.
So let me ask you this.
Talking stuff.
Let me ask you this, PO. If somebody charged you up, y'all know I'm Greek, so the language I understand is charging somebody up. So if somebody charged you up and they're like, oh, well, you ain't kissing on her. That's supposed to be your love. That's your babe. That's what you doing. That's who you here for. The only reason you here is for her. And guess who? And guess who's there? Me. Guess who's kissing on her? Me. Guess who rubbing on that booty? Me. Guess who she calling Zaddy? Me. You gonna say, oh, okay, well, you have a great night. Thank you. What you gonna do?
I would say everything but what he said.
Exactly. And my thing would be like, all right, my thing would be like this here. Hey, if she's doing that for you, you know what I mean? If she's over there shining your silver, all good. I don't care, you know, that she don't belong to me. That's your thing. Yeah, obviously, you mad or you feeling I'm some sort of threat for you to even come at me like that. I would have said that.
Right.
Because why do you feel that threatened by me?
So what would you been your corrective response?
Because at that point,
no,
Lyndon
how
is
would you
already,
have responded? Like, what's your words?
Like, I wouldn't even care. I'd be like, how are you going to try to use emotions to hurt me? Like, you care about the woman.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you're using a woman to try to hurt me. Like, you kissed her more times. Like, are you making this a competition thing? Because I can get more kisses from women, or is it about Morgan? You know, I'm not competing with you for Morgan. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Right.
Like, you want to win and beat me for Morgan, meaning like you don't really like Morgan. You're just trying to win. That's a response I would have been trying to say. You know?
Yeah, I mean, for real, I would have to ask, like, all right, man, where did she kiss you at? And you tell me on your lips or something like that, or something dumb. And I'm thinking like, so we in high school now? Like, you happy you kissed somebody? Is that what it is? What you want? You want a medal for that? I
agree with you because it was Tony first who put it out there. Like, he and Morgan had been all smooching and kissing and smooching. Like, one thing I cannot respect is somebody who's like kisses and tells. Like, what we do is like what we do. Like, we don't even know. And I feel like Tony did not get enough heat for throwing Morgan under the bus like that. Like,
no doubt.
Morgan might be your only connection at this time, sir, but you don't know what connection she has. And here you are throwing her under the bus, throwing her to the wolves so that she has no one else but who? You, sir.
Can I say something though?
He's not even thinking like that.
Yeah, and I'll say this.
Oh, I'm being too smart.
No, I'm gonna say this.
I'm to Sabrina. I'm being too smart here. Like, my brain is too smart for this. Like,
no, that's the point I was trying to make. Like, that's why Tony is mad. Tony is mad because he's like, I'm clearly winning as a man, right? There's only one reason why you're here. You don't understand why you're here, right? And the fact that you don't understand, now I have to make it clear to you. I'm better at you in this because of this.
Right. And realistically, when you look at this, though, this was a very childish moment for those men on the show at that time. Like, when you sit here as a grown man and you say, nah, and you know, I kissed her one time. Like, man, who cares? Like,
congratulations.
So what? Right.
You know, it made me feel a type of way because when they were playing pool, he was like, whoever wins, that's who bed she gonna sleep in. In my head, I'd have been like, I don't care who win. I'm
You
not
can have
sleeping
that.
with nobody. And
I-
the fact that they
I think she
Right.
loved that. She was rolling in the glory of two dudes.
absolutely,
fighting
literally,
over her.
she was rolling on the ground. Absolutely. She loved it. But my thing is that I don't know. I'm just a different type of woman because it makes me feel like that if men are talking about me like that, pawning me out, like pimping me out, like if I win this game, she gonna be sleeping with me. If you win, then she gonna sleep with you. Like, golly, y'all gonna throw her over your back, your shoulder, and you know what I'm saying? And walk her to the room. Like, I just don't understand, like caveman style. Like that just was such a turn off to me. And it was all
Yeah, no
driven
doubt.
by ego and insecurity and pride. And oh, it was disgusting. And the fact that she was gloating on the floor, rolling around over it, just made it even more disgusting for me. Like, I mean, I get it. In my head, I might have been like, but I don't know. It just kind of disgusted me because who are you guys to say what I'm gonna do?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what? I'm gonna be doing what? Like, y'all tripping.
Like,
I'm gonna tell
okay.
y'all where I'm about to go be. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like,
I mean, imagine me and Tyrone playing pool, and we're like, all right, Ty, you lost. Well, you know what? Me and Ty bet that this was going to happen, so you have to do this because we bet it.
right.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, you know who y'all go sleep together tonight.
Yeah.
And
And now I gotta win. And now it's gonna be shown that, you know, it's not genuine. The reasons that they like Morgan is not genuine.
they're being competitive at the end of the day. The only reason Lyndon don't like Morgan for real because he thinks she crazy. He don't like her for real.
Mm-hmm.
And Tony in real life don't like Morgan. At this point, it's a challenge for him.
It's this. I'm gonna take her because I don't want you to have her.
Exactly.
I don't want her.
Exactly. And Lyndon only want her because he like, what you think I'm a punk? I'm about to show you. Like, I know she don't like me for real. She only keeping me around for this extra vote. But guess what? I ain't going nowhere just because you don't want me to be here. That's exactly what it is right now. I'm watching a bunch of kids play on the playground and seeing who's gonna get.
But you know what? But you know what? If we can just disregard the nair and the air shit, right? This is exactly why I would hope that Morgan could have the opportunity of enjoying a man that loves, like wholeheartedly loves her correctly. Because this would not be like the red flags that we get. Like, you see how we're like, oh, they're in competition. They're not in love. They're not even in like, they're in competition. You know what I mean? They're just like, they're in toleration, you know, they tolerate you because they're in competition. Like, I just, honestly, if I can say something positive, because I do not feel like, I feel like Morgan deserves, you know, some good loving and absent of toxicity. So I just really pray that she has the opportunity to be loved correctly and maturely. You know what I mean? Because these flags that we see will be so obvious to her. The things that Ty and PO are talking about would be a little more obvious to her. So I feel like, and I would hope like we can all experience that at one time in our lives, and especially as we get older, I hope that she can experience and appreciate that type of real, like, caring and love for you as a person.
Right. Well, I hope I hope we get some sort of depth from Morgan and that we can get beyond the nair and the hair, and hopefully, you know, there's some evolution in this, you know, where we get some more substance. Because right now, I don't like what I'm seeing.
He does kiss her in the end, though.
Lyndon and Morgan. Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So is that the solidarity kiss that we just got rid of Tony? So let's,
I think it could be, man. I think
Yeah.
it could be.
Tyrone's been saying,
And it's gonna be glorious.
You know what though? You know what? Tyrone, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something. All right. So knowing Morgan and the grand exit, I could see her with the dun dun dun, you're out of here on Tony.
Yeah.
I could see
That was part of the clip, right?
Yeah.
That was one
I
of the
could see
recent
that.
clips.
Yep.
Yeah.
I could see her saying, you know what, Tony?
Dun, dun.
You just ain't ready.
Yeah.
And
And
that's going to make for a hell of a reunion. I'll tell you that.
Ray J. Renee is saying to the panel, do you think Sue and Blake are going to make it to the end? You must have just logged on with us.
Right.
Because P.O. delivered actually about 30 minutes ago his views.
Yeah. Yes and yes. So there's that.
What about you, Tyrone? Do you think Sue and Blake are going to make it to the end?
Yeah, I got a feeling there might be 4 couples this season.
What about you, Stacey?
Susu and Blake?
Mm-hmm.
Or just anybody? I think so, because it gives me like PO vibes. I see it happening.
Yo chooses himself. So you see Blake and
I
Sue.
mean, if I'm being 100%, you know what I mean? Like, I can see it happening. I can see, how like when we're waiting, how like on election night and you're saying, oh, I can see routes to the presidency this way and that way. That's how I feel with this situation. Oh yeah, I can see them making it to the end this way or that way. But I can only see them making it to the end.
Well, here's the thing. As long as Blake or any of these other men don't choose themselves, I get to keep the record as the only man in Ready to Love history to ever choose himself. So please don't F that up for me.
I mean, he's got to at this point, right? Mr. 9 Lives,
right.
like that's his character arc to make it.
I just think that they're definitely going to I'm sorry, I'm really trying to hold it together. What was I about to say? Hey, Simone. I feel like that Blake and Sue Ann are definitely going to make it to the end. But in real life, I feel like they've been like, look, we going to make it to the end. Yeah, we going to make it to the end. Like, you going to choose me. I'm going to choose you. All right, I'm going to choose you. You going to choose me because we done made it this far. We got to let the people know. We got to let them know that we going to make it to the end. Period. And that's just what it is. I feel like at this point, it's a, what do you call it? Like a pact that they've made together because he's not feeling her. Blake's lady is not on this show. I feel like Sue Ann would want Blake to be the person for her. But unfortunately, she knows in the back of her head in real life, that's not the person for her. She really wants him to be. And he knows Sue is definitely not the one for him. And I feel like we're definitely going to make it to the bridge.
I feel like she's the perfect woman for Blake, and that can soften him up. Like I don't know. I just feel like as we get further in this process, I can see how like all these people, like I will want more for them so that they can drop some of their drop some of this baggage that they're taking along with them that's blocking their blessings and preventing them for having like the best out of life. So I would want them to meet the right people. And I think that Sue Ann really wants the best for Blake. I'm just gonna say that.
Well, if
I
she
feel
wants
like
the best for Blake, then she need to put him on his therapist that he brought. Nah. Nah. Yeah, I think so for me, like I said, Blake and Sue-Ann has always been my, my kind of couple that I was kind of following hardcore. But I feel like ultimately, he'll be at the bridge. Marc Anthony won't be at the bridge. I think it'll be I'm saying it'll be Andre, Anthony, Lyndon, and
I thought I was on mute.
and who else? Who's the third? Who's the fourth one? Which one? Because Tony's gonna be gone. So yeah, it'll probably be 3 couples.
Did you say Anthony and Cynthia?
Yeah, that's what I said. Anthony, Cynthia, Blake, Sue-Ann, Andre, and Jeffrey. And I mean, maybe Marc Anthony might skate by. I don't know. I feel like they're gonna get rid of oh no, it'll be Lyndon. Yeah, I think they're gonna get rid of Marc Anthony. And I think that's gonna be by way of them getting rid of Mercedes.
So Patrice says whoever is at the bridge with Morgan better not get too close to the edge. She gonna push him off. I'm sorry. Made me laugh. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. I feel like homeboy better have a spare wig on him.
Look, Ages and Stages, Rashid and Simone says, if Blake don't come through, I'm gonna find Sue-Ann a rich man with a boat so me, Stacey, and Sabrina can ride out.
Right.
Oh shoot. You already know, as long as I can find me a babysitter, shoot, I don't know. We might have to tell to bring the kids with us too. Make it a family trip.
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh God.
Yeah. It's gonna be an interesting one to watch. Like I said, I'm rooting for anybody that's on the side of truth, that's on the that's trying to really get a real connection and they feel like they found their person. I think Anthony and Cynthia might be more in line to do that once they get out of this environment. I don't know. I don't know how solid Jeffrey and Andre will be. I think that they might have a potential to, figure it out. Lyndon and Morgan is going to be a wrap. By the time, the show is over, they probably had maybe a month's worth of conversation before Tony crept back in. And, you might see that emerge on the reunion. I could see that. Yeah. So that's my prediction thus far.
Yeah. All right, PO. Well, y'all heard it. PO just delivered. I hope you guys took notes. So you don't catch the rest of the season. If you listen to PO tonight, you don't have to watch it because he's predicted it for us.
Yes. Oh, one thing though. So I did do a track. I'm going to release it. It's called "Make It to the End." The real talk.
Did you really do you have a sample now that you can let us hear a little bit of?
Yeah, but I'll share it. I'll just share it in the chat. It's a real song. So okay. It's kind of about my way in, and my observation of Ready to Love. So
okay, well, we would love to hear.
It's going to be interesting. Yeah. I will be pushing it up. I don't have the stuff on behind me. Else I would have played it. Yeah.
Okay.
And, that takes a good minute to load it up, but it'll be worth it.
So, Tyrone, this is, I think, more up your alley. JP Ready says, can Simone find me a man? Where can I upload my pick and resume? So I feel like Tyrone probably knows where you can probably find a man and where you can upload your pick and resume.
I don't know what a man at, but
I could tell you, go to plentyoffish.com.
I heard that was and then too, you have to pay money for that.
No,
that's that is the most ratchet.
Tyrone said, "Go to the gym."
Go to the gym.
No, I don't like. I went to the gym and this guy tried to talk to me one time, and he had like dry breath.
Oh,
so I just feel like that probably the gym is probably not the best place.
Oh, so it didn't smell like sweet milk or nothing like that.
Men will find you.
I go to the gym daily, but I'm at the gym. Like, that's my only free time to myself. So I'm not actually I don't even know who's there. But the one time I was interrupted, I was so like offended. I was like, see me doing shit? Like, this is the only time I got to myself.
And then Simone, what do you mean by that?
Wait, Tyrone. He was like,
what do you mean by that last comment? How do you know? No. I'm joking. I'm joking. I
was like, what is he talking about? I had to keep scrolling down. I wasn't there yet. Oh man. Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So I do want to say this. Thank you so much, Toya. It was a good review. So I do want to say that if you guys, it is 250 of you in right now. I know a lot of you left. You guys went over to Ages and Stages channel because from my understanding, she did just go live. So leaving here, you guys might want to go and check that out. But I want to say thank you and shout out to Ages and Stages, Rashid and Simone. Thank you to Black Women Credit. I think that was their channel name. Shout out to them because I did use their footage on my live, the very, very early portion of it. And we did discuss the Jeffrey and Simone situation. And I said that I wanted you to put your thoughts in the comment section, and I wanted my panel to be able to speak about it and to review it and to give their thoughts, because over here on this channel, we are, we give a lot of grace and we do keep it positive as possible. And I wanted you guys to be able to hear, a different, y'all stop it. We're not going to talk about Plenty of Fish.
And I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what that is.
Don't promote.
And then I was watching. No, but I was watching. I don't know if it was. Oh, actually, it was. I watched Simone's response, and towards the end, when she ends on a positive note on Ages and Stages, when she ends on a positive note, she also recommends people like us. By us, I mean me and maybe somebody else, but I ain't trying to start shit, so I ain't saying no names. But to go to sugardaddy.com, I need a cross-reference. Like, is that a real thing? Because I'm afraid of I don't know. Y'all know, I only know how to be a cougar. So I need to know if that's a real website. And Simone, third time the charm.
Stay away from it.
Simone, I need you to come through for me one more time.
Stay away from it. Stay all the way
the hell away
from it.
Stay away from men?
Yeah. No, from
I gave in the words of the great Simone Redwine, and quoting her and saying sausage fest, I have given up meat for Lent. So after Easter, I'm open.
To more meat?
Oh my God, guys. Let's go around the room and let everybody know where they can find you. You guys know that I am Miss Sabrina Soul. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube at Miss Sabrina Soul. This is my channel. And if you guys are not subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you here. Make sure you click that notification bell so every time I go live or post a new video, you will be the first one to know. Also, too, I want to give a huge shout out to you guys. We almost made it up to 300. I think, did we make it up to 300? 300 watchers and people in the chat. Shout out to you guys, my soulmates in the chat. You guys keep it live, and yeah, y'all keep it live all night long. And we have been on here for 3.5 hours. So, and it's been pretty live for 3.5 hours. So shout out to you guys. You guys know, without my soulmates, without you guys, there is no us. I appreciate every last one of you. I appreciate my panelists. You guys know in the very beginning, I like to introduce the people in the panel, my amazing panel that's here with me. And at the very end, I like to definitely catch the very, very beginning. And don't forget to catch my live review, my watch party that I did on Friday discussing episode number 9. You watched it with me. But let's go around the room. We're going to start with Tyrone, then PO, and then we're going to go to Stacy.
Oh man, it's been fun. We got a little silly tonight. If y'all missed the show, go back and rewind about an hour and a half. But it's been fun. Always a pleasure talking about the show, being on here with Paul, Stacy, Sabrina. Can't wait till next week. You can find me at Ty Wilson 21 everywhere. Yeah, be on the lookout for some new content. So yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah. You already know it's PO. I'm on IG at 100 sightings. I am dropping the Make It to the End track. It will be up. So trust and believe it's going to be lit. I had to do it. I just had to. So that was just something exciting to do. One announcement that I would like to make is I'm no longer an 850 credit score. I am now 825 because I had to do something that involved my credit. So I took a hit. So there's that. Done.
It's probably not a 25. It's probably just like
it's 25. No, it's 25.
Oh, go ahead and get that loan for that.
I need credit repair.
we can appreciate you at. We can appreciate you at 850 to 825 because you getting an investment property. Go ahead, PO.
You already know.
Those hard pulls have the same effect.
Yes.
Okay, so hey, you guys, I am the abstinent yet sane Stacy B. So y'all pray for me during this Lenten season. I'm your little Catholic friend over here struggling and ain't eating meat, ain't getting no meat. So what we're gonna do is everyone is gonna go and follow me at Stacy_B with 3 E's because y'all know I got 3 kids, but that ain't a sympathy E or empathy E's. That's just me. I'm sorry, I was irritated.
Oh, sorry. All right, guys, and thank you so much for being patient with me tonight. I am a little under the weather, so I'm sounding all nasally, and yeah. Shout out to Another Round. You guys know that she keeps you informed. She puts up all the links for you guys in the chat with our links where you can follow us. If you want to follow me on my socials, you can go down to the description box below, and you can follow me on other socials other than just here on YouTube. And also, too, definitely check out my Amazon shop. I am going to be updating it soon, too. And just to let you know that I have my weekly vlogs that will be coming back because I am now my new space. And if you guys have been following me, you know that in this space, I actually did pretty much 90% of the remodeling, and I'm going to be posting a lot of stuff. And a lot of the stuff that I've purchased here in my home is from Amazon. You guys can shop my store. That link is down below as well. Also, my membership on YouTube. I'm going to be uploading more stuff because now that I'm here, I get to do more work on YouTube. Definitely check out my membership. Sorry, guys, for my soulmates. I've been kind of MIA on my memberships. I am going to start posting more. And other than that, we're going to wrap it up for Ready to Love.